the cookie down. It's time for M&C Mornings.
Yes, it is time for M&C Mornings. It is Sunday morning, May 21st, 2017. Thank you guys for joining us. We are always happy to have you here. We have a great show planned, and that wasn't studio mode, Jay. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, maybe it sounded okay to you, but to me, it kind of went ear to ear like before.
Sorry, man. I've got the settings set to studio.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. And we got the illustrious one, Mooch. He's
sorry.
here. What are you doing, bro?
Well, I'm still moving my ego into the room here this morning. So
You egomaniac.
I know, right? Yeah. Diva on the show. What can I say? Good morning, everybody. It's crap. What's great about M&C Mornings is we have the all-powerful J-Dubs to put the clapping sound effect as we intro, which is so nice when you come into the show. We've been doing it for years that way, and now on Hangouts when we host, we have to either use a 99-cent app or we just have to have somebody clapping in the background.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Nonetheless, great show today. I think we're going to get a little bit more onto the Destiny subject. I think we learned a little bit more, especially after the Crossfire episode on Friday that we had. Looking forward to hearing the voicemails, and the chat's already moving at lightning speed. Crap.
Yeah, the chat's expecting a really good show. We got a lot of good people in there today. I just think that it's a lot of things are going on lately, especially with this Destiny stuff. Yeah. Some good, some bad. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not like a big Destiny fan. It's nothing personal. Like, I think the gameplay's okay.
That's a you problem, crap.
Yeah, the 30 frames per second thing is a bummer, and the lack of dedicated servers. But just in general, I find the story and stuff like that to be kind of slow and boring, and kind of non-existent. But what came out, I think it was a little bit of a bad thing for Xbox Scorpio because it makes it look bad. They're like, oh, well, we got this amazing thing, and so now it doesn't look like it's going to be 60 frames on the Scorpio either, which there's a lot of reasons. I mean, let's be honest. There's whether or not Microsoft, like I said, I've had the documents which I shared with different people. They clearly state that they want the frames per second to be parity between the whole Xbox family on the multiplayer front. But then you have Mike Ibarra, who's come out and said, well, it's weird what they say, actually, because they never say that they're okay with with dividing the community, or having one at 60 and one at 30. They've never said that. What they've said is developers, it's up to developers to pick frame rate. They never, so when they get asked directly, they kind of avoid the question, which to me is a little bit of that same old Microsoft problem where they kind of have this really bad PR problem where they are confusing people. If it's like here, like as a developer, it behooves Bungie to put it the same on all the consoles.
Yeah, but here's my thing, crap. You go back to the Bomber era, which you love, the developers.
Yeah,
you love that, right? You got to remember, back then he was stimulating, motivating developers to grab the steering wheel and take over, take control, and drive the car. And because I don't think he was getting what he wanted to see out of that group of folks. The problem now, and it really started at the end of 2012, definitely in 2013, is you had Sony and Microsoft starting to hand the keys over to the devs. And people, typically when you're a creator, a developer, or someone that creates apps, you have to give them the creative genius, right? But I think we need to start to give developers better guidelines, right?
Yeah.
You can't just say, well, it's up to the developer. Like Mike Ibarra came out a couple times, he's like, well, it's up to the developers. Well, the problem is that it's up to the developer. And my problem with that is that, listen, you can't just throw the keys to any employee at any restaurant or shop and be like, it's up to you. You take the keys, you do it. Majority of people are lazy. They're lazy. They're going to always factor to the least common denominator. So what I think that these platforms, and this is Microsoft and Sony, they've got to put guidelines out there to say, this is what you should do for these consoles. This is what you should do for these consoles. And moving forward, you have flexibility in these categories. But to just say, hey, devs, do whatever you want, well, that puts the consumer at an extreme disadvantage, in my opinion. And that's the problem I have here. We're all buying Pros. We're all buying Scorpios. Listen, we're console gamers. We like to buy. And even if you're a PC gamer, okay? What was it, 2 years ago? And pardon me for not knowing all the terminology, but it was the 980 that was the big deal. Now it's the 1080. In 2 years, it's going to be the 1180. Whatever comes out next. Everyone upgrades every 3 to 4 years, and that's fine. But my point is that leaving it up to the developers is what you're doing is you're taking away from the consumer. Because here in this case, Bungie could make this 60 frames on the Pro and the Scorpio. And if they can't on the Pro, listen, that's a whole nother discussion. But they could definitely do it on the Scorpio. And, you know, look at and I know, Crap, you really want to chime in here, but when people say mooch, that's not the right way to think about it. Let me just pose this thought for everybody in the audience. When we were in the 1080p versus 900p era, the developers didn't have to do the extra work to get the 1080p on the PS4, but they did. You know, they did. And that's fine. That's fine. A lot of people decided to buy multi-console units for their homes that generation, this past generation, and they bought more multi-plats on the PS4. That's all proven, right, in sales.
Yeah.
So why can't they do that same thing when it's not going to be very difficult at all? When we've been told by Microsoft execs and their own internal staff that the PC version of games can play on the Scorpio. Well, that's where I have a problem with this.
Yeah, well, I was talking. Yeah, I got that stuck in my head now. But yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday about some of this stuff, and it might be a bit of a double blow for Microsoft because not only is Destiny 2 not UWP and 30 frames per second on Scorpio as well, but it's not going to be 1080p on the Xbox One. Like I've heard that it's probably going to be 900p because of the added effects and things like that over the first game. So that would be a bit of a double blow, right? Like they're hyping up this 4K. Well, they're saying it's 4K on the PS4 Pro, and which, you know, that's probably 4K, by the way. But the advertising just says we've got it up at 4K on the PS4 Pro when it's not going to be 4K. So the Xbox Scorpio, I've heard, is native 4K, but it's going to be native 4K 30, and I guess it kind of took Mikey Barra and some of the Xbox people by surprise that it wasn't UWP or that it wasn't going to be 60 FPS on the Scorpio. Like they are kind of surprised by this news. And I don't know if you saw the Ryan McCaffrey tweet, but he deleted it now, where he was like, yeah, definitely due to this and this, because everybody did a video on that, you know, like, and I guess he didn't want to be a part of that or whatever, but it's like the internet, so people save that stuff. So as we know, so yeah, so I don't think he didn't say anything wrong. He's just saying likely Bungie's involvement with Sony having marketing rights, they wouldn't want to give the best version to Microsoft, which kind of makes sense. But then again, that's dangerous territory because you had better versions going to the PS4 when Microsoft was, you know, paying for marketing rights, like with Call of Duty Ghosts, for instance. That was only 720p on Xbox. They were the ones paying all that money, like $50 million a year for map packs early and advertising rights. And Activision sent out PS4 copies of the game for people to review and play and stream instead of Xbox versions, right? Like they really got royally screwed over that. So for whatever reason, that doesn't happen to Sony. Like nobody screws over Sony. And I think that that's a bit unfortunate, and it is annoying. But again, this Destiny thing isn't the big deal that people make it out to be. Like, hey, they've never coded a 60 FPS game on a console before. All their games have been 30. This is like, I think, the Halo Reach engine that they're using. You can imagine how old that is. They didn't update it. It's just, I mean, it kind of is what it is. I've heard different things that it was that the engine is part of the reason why they're not going to be able to do 60. It's just like it bottlenecks on console. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, you know.
I don't know. My whole thing is just, it is unfortunate. And if it's something with not in Bungie's means because of a technological like setback, because of, you know, the choice in engine that they picked, that's something. Okay. Yeah. And of course, Bungie will never come out and say that because that's mud on your face. But nonetheless, it is disappointing. And the worst part, it's not the double blow to Xbox like you said, Crap. It's just bad timing. Everything's bad time. I mean, timing's everything in life. Okay, it's when you meet your better half, when you get the right job. You know, you walked in right after a guy at a car dealership lost a sale. You walk in and you make a ridiculous offer, and the salesman feels so bad he let the other guy walk out the door. He gives you the better deal. You know, it's timing's everything. And the problem here is that Destiny 2 is the first reveal of the big four, and the other three games are all 4K 60. You know, true native 4K 60. So it's just bad timing. Whatever. We're going to have a little bad press on this until once E3 comes. I think this will all go by the way of the dodo bird, because to be honest with you, the minute that everything, you know, Sony reveals all their marketing deals and that, and all those games are talked about on Scorpio, everyone's going to know that they're all going to be 4K 60 except for Destiny. So it is what it is. But Destiny, we should break it down though. Crap, Destiny really doesn't matter about that because look, you're not a Destiny fan. Never in any of these podcasts am I trying to talk you into becoming one. So that's out the window. But Destiny's more about, the whole
throwing darts.
Yes, it's like throwing darts, right? You got to have friends and a lot of beer, but it becomes a lot of fun, and that's what you got to take out of the whole Destiny 2 reveal.
Yeah. Well, for me, like Destiny 2, I'm not really super interested in it because I have Destiny 1 with the Taken King, and I've never even been through the Taken King. Just I haven't been through.
Here's the thing that the pros and cons.
I've never even done a raid.
Listen, the pro.
I don't think I'm
Destiny,
a high enough level or whatever it is. It's like you got to go through hoops. Yeah, you
got to really enjoy the whole thing with your friend. But the problem is there's a negative to Destiny, and that's where you're at. You kind of feel like I got in too late. I don't feel like just raiding all.
Well, I got it in day one. I got it in day one, but the
Mm-hmm.
problem was there was no raids or anything that original launch week or 2 weeks.
Right.
And there was no story. And I was like, because when they pitched Destiny, I thought, okay, so it's going to be kind of like this MMO shooter RPG thing with your friends, and it's going to be a deep story like in Halo. And then it wasn't that. Like there was no story.
Right.
So yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that.
I think we're getting a little caught up with this whole story nonsense.
Well, I mean,
Diablo 3 has a subpar story. It's one of the greatest games in PC and console
hey, there are
history.
some times where games gameplay can make up for story. Doom being that, I had no idea what was going in Doom. You're just having fun, kicking ass.
That's what I'm saying. How many games can you count? I bet you can count on one hand. How many games actually had a story that were riveting to you? That was the reason that you had to stay locked in.
Well, it depends. Like with Gears and Halo, I love the stories on those a lot. For me, the fact that the fact that there was no story, or that it was so convoluted, it's supposed to be an MMO, the RPG shooter, right? It's like Defiance, right? I always compare it to Defiance because that game was amazing, on the 360. It's like this MMO. You take down these. You have these boss battles where hundreds of people are helping you take down these enemies and stuff, and it's really cool. That's what I kind of thought Destiny would be like, but there's a real story to it. You complete story missions and chapters and stuff like that, and they, to me, I thought Destiny would be that. And then it's like, oh well, you find the Grimoire card, and then you got to look it up on Bungie.net and see what it means. Like to me, that was just all horribly done. Like that wasn't what I wanted. And then you find out that they really just kind of threw the story together last minute and scrapped the original story idea, and people quit and now work for Microsoft. And just for me, it was just kind of weird how they did it. And then they sell you disc DLC that's already on the disc, and they sell you the rest of the game in DLC. Like to me, just go. No, it's not a friend thing. Like I've had friends right from the beginning. I was offered to play with GKB, She-Wolf, Mooch all the time. The problem is that again, they don't make it accessible for people. Like I can't do the things that they do because I'm not that level, and
that's what I was trying to say to you. It's not that you weren't there day one. You took it a different way. I'm saying that you were there day one, but you left. And then when you came back, you're like, I'm way too far behind you guys.
Well, yeah, because they make it like, oh, you got to be this. I don't even know what light levels are. It's like, okay, so you got to play the same level over and over and over again and hope you get this and this piece or that piece or something. And that's stupid to me. Just let people, if they're going to play, let them play. I was already level 25 or whatever, 30.
But here's the thing, Crap. See, your statement right there negates what you said earlier, okay? Because if you want to play, you can play. You can go on at level 25 and start doing certain strikes, and they'll pair you up with people that are supposed to be in your group automatically when you go, and you just do the strike and you level up on your own, and then all of a sudden you could be like, it's like a guy, you go to the gym, you work out, you get all like, everybody does this in college, right? They leave in April, May for home, they work out all summer, go back in the fall, you look like a different person. It's the same thing in Destiny. You could leave for like 2-3 weeks from your friends, go level up on your own, come back and be like, oh shit, when did you get full like level and light? You're like, oh wow, I did this in my spare time. You can do that. The problem is nobody wants to do that without friends in the group. They kind of feel like they're the island of misfit toys. So like that's where there's a disconnect here. So, but see, the other thing is though, Crap, is you play. The reason Destiny doesn't work for you, in my opinion, is you play everything. Okay. Yeah. You're on Switch for 20 minutes. Then you're on PSVR for an hour. Then you're on Xbox for 3 hours. And then you're doing right. You're all over the place. Destiny. Everyone that I know that plays Destiny hardcore, they play Destiny. You know what they play after Destiny?
Destiny, and then they finish that up with some Destiny.
And then they get up in the morning and before they go to work, they do a quick raid, or not raid, they do a quick mission or something to get their these you get like these now I'm going to draw a blank on it, but whatever. You can get these points. You get 15 points per daily mission, and daily you can do a crucible match and you get another 15, and they're items that you can use to purchase stuff in the game. Point being is that this is what people do to their continuation of Destiny. And that's just not, you will never, in my opinion, you could prove me wrong this fall, but you will never spend that much time on Destiny. Myself personally, I don't play as many games as you play, so I don't mind putting away 30 to 40 minutes to play with a group of people to keep up with the Joneses in Destiny. Will I ever be a full light and full level thing on all 3 characters? Never.
I don't even know
a chance.
I don't even know what any of that stuff is.
Legendary marks. Cypher Man just helped me out. Thank you, buddy. Legendary marks. That's what it is. You go through, like, there's legendary marks you can get when you do your dailies. And when you go through, you get those, then you make purchases. Like I said, I've actually stepped away from Destiny for a good 2 or 3 months because here's the thing. A buddy of mine says, hey, why don't we just get on and we'll play all these things. We'll get one of your characters up to max level, get as many items as you can. I'm like, why? In September, it's all gone. So I just stopped, and I'm ready for Destiny. And plus, that'll get me more excited to get into Destiny 2 if I got a good 6-month hiatus.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, like I'm a positive force for Xbox, but there's no way that Destiny 2 is going to be 60 on Scorpio. It's not going to happen.
I highly doubt it at this point, too, folks. Anyone in the chat that's holding reserve for that. I'm not saying that a miraculous thing can't occur.
Yeah.
But I just highly doubt it because a lot. You know what it is? Not only is it probably like Crap said with software-based problems, but it's also, I just think it's a logistical nightmare as far as the whole thing. If it hasn't been done already, it won't be done from June.
Yeah,
forward.
so from what I understand, Mikey Barra was kind of surprised that it wasn't UWP. They started working on Destiny 2 well before UWP was a thing. So it's actually, like, who knows if this thing's even going to get, like, PC assets or anything. That's just kind of what it is. I guess they're kind of disappointed in it or whatever. It could still be like native 4K, which we've heard that it will be native 4K 30 FPS, but people will forget all about this when they see Battlefront 2 running 4K 60 on Scorpio. I think that would have been the much better one to actually to run or whatever. Dude, I'm not sure what the logistics are with the engine. I see you guys in the chat asking. And if any of you guys want to call in on Skype, MC Space Mornings, man, talk about what you think about Destiny.
Yeah, call in, people.
Yeah. As far as that's concerned, like I said, it could be that it's the old legacy thing. It could be like, how would it behoove Bungie? Like, listen to this. You're Bungie, right?
Right.
The biggest install base is PS4. So you're going to give them, let's say the Pro can do 60, but you're not going to do that because Sony does mandate 30. You have to match the FPS on the Pro and the vanilla, right? So 30 on both, and that's going to be fine for them. Now, on Xbox One, you're not going to be able to do 60. Maybe Scorpio you can. Are you going to give Scorpio the best version with the lowest install base and piss off possibly 60 million people on PS4? Like, I don't see that as being a smart move by Bungie, as much as we like to think that, that they would want to put the best version that they could out. It doesn't make sense to put that out on a console that A, hasn't released yet, and B, even when it does release, isn't going to be like the main seller.
Oh, and let me tell you something. I think that I want to take this call, but I really think that Scorpio sales will do much better than people think, and probably less than maybe less than I think, but it'll do better than people think. Yeah.
MNC Mornings, what's up?
Hey guys, Xbox One from Twitter, great show. Just getting sick of tired of these developers. Like, I don't know, it just seems like they're being lazy. And why are they pushing this 4K narrative on the Pro if the thing can't even handle it? They flat out say the thing is not powerful enough. So why don't you just run the thing at a lower resolution and up the frame rate? I guarantee you'll put a poll out there and ask people, what do you want? You want Destiny 2 running at a 2K, but you'll be able to play it at 60 frames per second. So I guarantee you a lot of people are going to say, okay. Guarantee you people, if you have that shit running at 720p at 60 frames per second on the regular Xbox One, people are not going to complain. I don't think they will. Anyway, that's a little rant. All right, guys. Great show. Bye-bye.
Hey, yeah, good comments there. I agree, but look, here's the thing. They're not going to lower. I don't know if it has to do with they're saying the GPU on the Pro is fine, that the real problem is with the CPU. So that's the problem, in and of itself, is the CPU. I'm not sure lowering the resolution would really do much. Something tells me if they wanted to do it at least 1080 60 on Scorpio, they definitely could. But they're not going to do that. That doesn't make sense for them to do that.
The Scorpio could handle it just based upon the CPU tweaks that they made to it internally, and also the RAM, right? I mean, they have so much more memory on the Scorpio versus the Pro.
Yeah.
Is that true or not true, Crap?
What's that?
The RAM is much, much higher on the Scorpio.
Yeah, there's 12 gigs, 8
versus
available
8.
Yeah, well, hold on. I think the PS4 Pro can use 5 or 5.5 gigs. The Pro or the Xbox Scorpio is using 8 for games alone.
For games alone,
yeah,
right?
And
exactly.
It's got like the higher memory bandwidth and stuff like that. So, yeah, the idea would be that it could possibly do that. It does have a better CPU because it's not using the same CPU as the Xbox One. Supposedly it's supposed to be like completely custom, but again, like this makes you question, right? Should they have just said that this is a next generation console and it's backwards and forward, and that the other consoles are forward compatible and backwards compatible?
They should have crap, but that, again, Sony doing what Sony does best, which is sabotage consumers, in my opinion. They came out and said the Pro was going to be this mid-gen, right? They came out and said that you can play all your PS4 vanilla games on it. You can play your PS4 Pro won't hurt the at the time they had 45 million, 50 million install base. They had to do that. So what does Microsoft? Microsoft come out and says this is next generation that goes back and forth. That means you'd have to buy a Scorpio, right? They don't want you to have to buy a Scorpio because all they did was go back into the box and enhance everything in the box. Yeah. So, technically PS5 and Scorpio 2 will be next generation where you need it if you want to see that graphical enhancement.
Yeah, but imagine they came out with Scorpio and they're like, the only place where you can play on a console 4K 60 FPS, that sells itself. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, but they're not doing that. So.
But let me ask you this: what do you think the PR backlash would be? Because like Microsoft is teetering on this right now, and I asked them because they were on Twitter yesterday talking about this stuff where they don't force parity on frame rate, or supposedly they didn't come out and write out and say, yeah, we fully support there being 30 frames per second multiplayer game on Xbox One versus 60 on Scorpio. They didn't come out and say that. But what if they did? How do you think like people would react to that? I think the reaction would be very poor.
Yeah, I think the reaction would be awful. I guess the number one proponent of how bad it would be the media. The media would absolutely tear them apart. Yeah, you would be like, "What? What are you trying to say? I gotta go spend." Look, they already said this before. What do I need, a 4K TV? Has anybody in the media walked into a Best Buy or a retail shop lately? You can't even buy a 1080p TV anymore. They're all 4K hanging up on the wall. Yeah, I have to buy a 4K TV now. I have to buy a Scorpio now. I have to do this. Everything would just kind of get like thrown back at Microsoft. I don't know. No matter what, they're damned if they do, the damned if they don't.
Are, and see, it's a little bit of a interesting situation with that, because I think that they got to tread carefully, like very carefully. Like that's the thing that, and they do this all the time where they're like they've commented on the past. We want parity on across the Xbox Live multiplayers, even in the documents. Now they're going, whoa, we changed our mind. Like they're flip-flopping quite a bit. That could be a problem in itself. Like
you've got to think
that's why some people don't trust them, because they do flip-flop a lot with their.
The thing is though, okay, are they flip-flopping, or is it because the industry is making them flip-flop?
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
This is what I heard, right?
The developers have too much goddamn power. That's the problem.
This has to do with the coalition or whatever. Supposedly nobody was playing Gears on PC. Nobody uses the Windows Store. So they're going to try to implement everybody that plays the PC versions are going to be able to play against Xbox version. That to me is an agenda that I don't agree with, right? Right. Because you've seen it when you we kick the guy out of the party that plays on the PC. Like it's an advantage. And maybe some people are too stupid to realize that it's an advantage, but it is. Like, you can have an uncapped frame rate or whatever. Now with like Killer Instinct, they cap it at 60, but I think Gears is uncapped, and they're trying to like maybe
Well,
Microsoft.
I got news. Listen, let me say something, crap. Let me solve everyone's problems here. This is for Microsoft and Sony executives. If you want the PC space to do what crap was just saying they're trying to do with Gears 4 and make PC and console gamers play the same, then here's what you do. You make a console, okay? And I'm not even talking about Scorpio or the Pro. I'm talking about next generation. You make a console that competes with anything above the second tier lower on the PC ability right now. And you make it so we can all play the same kind of game at the same level. And you eat the cost subsidized. And you're probably going, Mooch, how do you have the nerve to tell them to eat the cost? Sony and Microsoft can eat the cost because they're making the money on the games and the services, okay? They're making $3 billion on Xbox Live. They can eat the cost for $100, $150, whatever needs to go into the new box, so that we can get these game consoles at $400, even though maybe it should be $550 or $600. They eat that. Nintendo did it back in the day with their old consoles. Microsoft and Sony can do it this year, these upcoming years. This is what I'm trying to say. If they want this PC thing and console thing to become harmony, that's fine. But they're the creators. They're the ones that are the artists, not us. If you want this to happen, you can't force feed it and make things unfair and try to tweak it with software and give somebody 3 months of Xbox Live because, oops, we messed up. No. Stop all the nonsense. Make a console that we all buy moving forward, okay, Scorpio 2, PS5, that's as competent as most PCs. No, there's always going to be a PC that's out there that has like, a $7,000 PC rig or something like that. But a $7,000 PC rig could still play with a powerful console if it's built right. And that's what I'm trying to say. Make a subsidized cost on your own end and just let us, you eat some of it, we'll eat some of it, and we all play, and you guys still make a lot of money. You make it on the services and the gaming. Yeah, that's how they do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to take a little break from this real quick because we got somebody on deck. We got someone on deck. Who do we got on deck there, J-Dubs?
We have one of our old favorites.
An old favorite.
What's up, Mooch and Crap? J-Dubs. What's good with y'all? Hey, quick question. Do you think maybe a couple years down the line we'll have games that's more of a service than just getting release dates for games like every 2 to 3 years? Like, instead they'll just put like an update out every 2 years instead of just releasing a whole new game. I'd like to hear y'all opinions on that. And there's no seagulls around, no birds or anything, so seagulls is definitely not on track this week for y'all. Maybe next week I got y'all. Maybe next week. And that Destiny, maybe Destiny 2, I might pick it up. Because I know the only way I'm going to play that, I'll probably play with Mooch anyway. Crap, we'll think of something else to play, man. I know you ain't playing Destiny. I know. That's not on track. I know.
No.
And also, Crap, Mooch, J-Dubs, I want to know y'all opinions on Injustice 2. I'm loving it so far. I haven't gotten around to playing the story mode because, I met me some new people. So, I've been playing some Gears Horde mode for the last couple of days. So, I'm going to get around to playing the story mode. But what's y'all opinions on Injustice 2? I definitely want to hear Mooch's because I know he got some hate for it. All right, y'all. Peace out.
So great.
As for the games as a service, they're going to want to sell us as many games as possible. So I think we'll continue to see like more DLC and more things like that. Microtransactions, like we're going to see that more and more. That's just going to happen. Injustice, I don't have it. So I don't know. I do hear that it's good and people love it.
You actually do have it. It's called Mortal Kombat XL.
I don't know, man. I hear people love this game.
Listen, I know this is not a fan favorite for a lot of people in the Xbox community because everyone loves it. And don't get me wrong, that's great. If anyone ever seen Happy Gilmore, where Shooter McGavin's talking to the actual head of the PGA Tour, and the head of the PGA Tour is like, "Isn't it great how much everyone's coming around?" And Shooter's like, "Well, I'm not coming around, Doug. I'm not coming around." I don't get the whole, I can't believe so many people are into KI and Mortal Kombat and Injustice. And Mortal Kombat and Injustice, yes, same developing team, etc., blah, blah, blah. It's the same game. It's the same game. It's just that everyone's like, no, Mooch, no, it's just got my favorite comic book character in it. No, it's like, no, it's the same exact game. And I just can't believe how many people love it. Here's my thing. I think Injustice 2 is made well. I think it's crisp, it's polished, it's worth your $60. Don't get me wrong if you're into that. But if you already own Mortal Kombat XL, wait till Injustice 2 is on a $20 sale in another, like around the holiday, because you already have this game. I'm so confused why people are running this store to buy this when it's just Mortal Kombat with a different skin.
Plus, we're awful at it. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I mean, also, I like, people, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a skill set to it. There's totally a skill set to it, right? But let me tell you something. For all you people who don't know the skill set, just press all the buttons and something will happen. I mean, it's like one person, I was fighting somebody one time on Mortal Kombat, and I just was like, X, Y, A, B, X, Y, X, 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 Y, B, X, B, Y, A. And all of a sudden, like some crazy combo happened, and somebody was like, "Ooh, you've been practicing." I was like, no. I button mashed. It's like, it's not, it's just, I don't know. I'm very confused. Listen, here's the other thing, guys. Listen, hear me out real quick. Here's a small mooch rant. Back in the day, you go back to when Street Fighter 2 first came out on the SNES and Mortal Kombat came out on the SNES and Sega, the whole green blood, red blood, all that stuff. That was when you played your buddy like on the couch. Like literally he was right there. You just boom, bang, beat the shit out of them. And you're like, well, this is really great. The competitive factor. It was like a loser had to hand the controller over to next in line out of all your buddies that was over. And that was when this was just an amazing game to play. To play against like Crap's in Florida, I'm in New York, and be like, oh yeah, so I beat you. Hey, how about that? Okay, all right, great. Like there's no lure, there's no draw to it like there used to be. I don't know. I don't get that same kind of effect with it. I think a lot of it had to do with being like head to head in person. Think about these games were also very big in the arcade, right? Yeah. So like in the arcade, it was massive to be like, you looked like foolish in the arcade when you weren't good. I played a lot of fighters back in the day when it was the 6 buttons and the sticks. You know what I mean? Like that was awesome. Yeah. And then I played a lot of it when it became a home thing. But I don't know, maybe it's because I played so much of it as a kid. I think they've developed so much. They've gotten so much more polished and they look good. Yeah. But they're not. I just $60 when you have Mortal Kombat XL. I'm surprised at the amount of people supporting it, and I think it's because it says like everyone with Star Wars crap. Star Wars can put out like literally a dumpster fire, and everybody's gonna line up to go watch it and dress up like their favorite Darth Vader outfit, right? Everyone's gonna be out there. It was great. And it's like, all right, so that's wonderful, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, I can be Batman, I can be super
I'm Batman with PlayStation VR, by the way.
I'm Batman. And I don't know. Listen, I just think it's a lot of people who like comics that are just buying it because you're a comic book skin. And that's fine. It's your money. But if you ask my opinion, buy Injustice 2 in about 5 months when it's $25.
Yeah, or when they have a Game of the Year edition with all the characters, because they're going to have a bunch of DLC characters. That's what I did with Mortal Kombat XL. I'm Batman. Yes. But I mean, it does look good. I just
it does.
For me, yeah. Also, we want to announce something that we have a giveaway for people that call in on Skype, MC Space Mornings. When you see the runaway pony, and we're going to demo it real quick. When you see this, we're going to let you go ahead and when you see this come across the screen, we want you guys to go ahead and call in on Skype, and first caller wins Xbox Live. You'll win a gift card. So, yeah. Do you want to go ahead and cue that up? Or maybe J-Dubs can't cue it up because we got
we got a call.
Yeah, we got a call. So, interesting.
Well, trust me, folks. It looks good. It's a runaway pony. When you see it during the show, call in. You'll get a
we'll show it to you after the after this call. So MNC Mornings, what's up?
All right. Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Colin. Regular time caller. Love what you guys doing. So yeah, real quick before I get to my main point on Injustice 2, I'm kind of with Mooch on this one. I'm a huge DC fan, so there's no way I was going to pass up on this day one. However, if there was a situation that this was another Mortal Kombat sequel, I would have just waited like I did with the MKXL that came out last year, I think. But anyway, what I want to touch on, tell me you guys aren't ready for E3 to come and go, because it seems like everybody's down on Microsoft for no reason. Really, all they got to do, show us the Scorpio, the price, the games, and what we're going to get in the future, and we're set. That's pretty much just been E3's MO. But everybody is acting like, hey, if Microsoft shows X, Y, and Z is going to be the end of them. Microsoft is a $500 billion company. You know, Xbox has been extremely successful, and they're all in on the games. I just can't wait for E3 to come so we could end the doom and gloom, both in and outside the gaming community. You know, let's get that Scorpio in our living rooms so we could tell everybody else to shut the fuck up. All right, guys, take care.
Like, you know what? That's
He's one
great.
of my favorite call-ins, man.
Yeah, you know, I think it's great because this podcast is a voice outlet for a lot of you guys and things like that. But real quick, and we'll get into that. Can we cue up the pony, J-Dubs?
You sure you want to ruin the surprise?
Okay,
Yes,
okay. Well, you want to just keep it a surprise?
Yeah,
I say
leave
we
it
keep it a surprise.
Okay. So when you guys do see the pony, which it's unmistakable, the first caller in wins an Xbox Live card on Skype, MC Space Mornings. Yeah, so going back to that, I don't think people are down. I think we don't know what Microsoft has. It's such an enigmatic situation this year. They switched up the days. They've got hardware to show off. People are a little bit down on if they're going to show VR. Like, they don't want to see that. A lot of people checked out last year when they showed Minecraft, remember? And the indies, like they kicked ass. And then when they showed the indies and that Minecraft stuff, everybody kind of checked out. Remember, like, it really killed the flow of their show.
I'm gonna say this, and then we should address Colin's his question, because like it was awesome. Like, the thing about this is we got to understand, everybody, when E3 shows every year, everyone's like, oh no, not the indies, not the Minecraft portion. It's a show, guys. It's a show. It's an hour and a half. Anyone in the audience right now that's written a paper for high school or college, okay, or you had to give a presentation and they're like mandated 25 slides. You know, the middle 8 slides, or the middle of your story, or the middle of your essay, or the Grammys, the middle of the Grammys, the middle of the Tonys, the middle of the Oscars, the Emmys. It's all fluff. You got to put some fluff in there. Nobody's got an hour and a half of pure entertainment. Even some movies, right? You're like, I thought this movie was going to be all action. Why was the whole middle a love story? I don't know. They ran out of. It's easy to put fluff in. So my whole point is that you got to remember something. As far as what the show is, don't get all turned off because you're going to get a Minecraft portion or an indie portion. It's the fluff. You know, they can't show so much. They only have 2 or 3 new IPs to show, and they only have so many marketing deals they can show you. So there's that. But to get back to Colin's thing, he said, I can't wait until E3 is come and gone so we can stop the hate. Let me tell you about Microsoft's hate, to my boy who called in. Microsoft's hate is going to go up to E3, and then after E3, you're going to get hate part 2. Okay, because it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. Whenever Microsoft, when Phil Spencer left the stage, he thought he was going to get glorious applause and like a bunch of like, wow, I can't believe they're doing it. The first question from the asshole in the front row from the gaming media was, does this mean I have to buy a 4K television set? And it was like, what? No, I didn't say you have to do anything. I said, this is what we're giving you. And this is, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of apps and things. You go buy anything right now, right? You can get a coffee maker right now that works Bluetooth with your phone. Does that mean I need a smartphone or I can't make a cup of coffee, Phil? No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. People always assume the worst with Microsoft. So here's the thing. I'm also excited for E3 to come and go. It'll answer some questions. But Colin, great.
It will answer questions. And here's the thing, right? And I'm not like a huge Sony fan. Like, most of the games that they show, I couldn't really be interested in. Yes, I like PlayStation VR, but it's not like like people are misinformed thinking that I'm a pony or whatever. It's really fun, and Microsoft doesn't have that option right now, so it is kind of what it is. But Sony will have a easy time of it because obviously the media kind of caters to them anyway, and so do the online fans. With that being said, they're going to show just games, and Microsoft is stuck showing kind of hardware and stuff this year too. So, you know, it puts them in a worse position. I don't think it'll be bad. I think they're going to do a good show, but we're also stuck with the fact that they don't have anything, at least that we know of, that's like a huge game that we all want as far as multi-platform games, like third party, in my opinion. I just think that, you know, they've got some good exclusives that we're going to see, probably get some release dates and things like that. But Sony are going to, you know, we all want to see, and yes, we're going to buy them on our Scorpios, but we all want to see, well, I guess you want to see Destiny 2, but I want to see more of the Call of Duty stuff, the Red Dead 2 stuff, the Battlefront 2 stuff.
Does anybody else? Oh, crap, we never talk about this. What's your take on this? I got this weird feeling, and I could be dead wrong. I'm thinking Red Dead is delayed.
It could be delayed, but they say it's going to come out this year.
They said it was
Yeah.
going to come out this year, and that was like what, January, February, or was it December? When did they say? That was a long time ago. We haven't heard shit from the Red Dead. And when Red Dead put out the little snidbit or whatever they put out, it was just like a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
And you know, a John Marston footprint.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it wasn't like we saw anything that was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, like, unless they,
it's a huge game, crap.
yeah, I hate to say that I wouldn't even be interested, but I hope it wouldn't be too open world. Like, I have problems with those type of games sometimes. So
Yeah.
MNC mornings. Good morning.
Hey, morning, fellas. Griggity here.
Hey, what up?
Hey, I can't believe E3 is only a few weeks away. Can you guys believe that?
That is crazy.
Speaking of E3, I actually watched every E3 since 2013 of Microsoft's. And I gotta admit, that 2013 E3 was the best one, I think. They had game after game after game after game. And it's kind of crazy that we're here now after E3 2016, and I'm so hyped about it. It's crazy. But something I really wanted to talk about, I know we mentioned it before about why Microsoft moved their E3 to Sunday. Why do you guys really think? Because I think that it's because they want to show the Scorpio first before these third-party guys show their game running on Scorpio. I just can't wait, man. 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. So that's it, man. I ain't really want nothing else, fellas. That's it.
All right. Good. Always good to hear from Diggity.
Diggity's great, man. Diggity's a longtime fan. Awesome listener. You know, I'll be honest with you, crap. I think that it is kind of, I mean, I don't know what Diggity actually meant when he was saying like the whole like console being, you know, seeing the Scorpio and seeing what these games actually, I don't think we're gonna be able to see what the games actually look like. Do you think we'll just see like Crackdown 3 and it'll say played on Scorpio or played on whatever they're gonna call it? Are we going to see those little like snippets at the bottom where it's at it in italics?
Yeah, it'll have to, because otherwise it would be misrepresentation. Like
it really has to.
When you saw Horizon Zero Dawn on the
Yes.
commercials, it says played on gameplay captured on PS4 Pro. So
Right.
yeah, they're gonna have to do that. And I think that's gonna be the smart thing. I don't think they're gonna show everything. I don't think we're gonna see everything on Scorpio, because they don't want to totally bury the regular Xbox One owners,
Right.
You know. But I do think we will see quite a bit from Scorpio as well. So
Very cool.
MNC mornings, what's up?
I had a question from Mooch about what he thought about the new Lost Cities side missions in Destiny 2. Also, Mooch Mania.
Nice. Very cool. You know what's funny? So what sucks is I haven't played, like, as far as Destiny goes, like I totally have refrained from, and I love Iron Banner. Like I love it to death. So I was religiously playing it all the time, but I stopped like 3-4 months ago for two reasons. Like I said, first of all, I know what you can grab right now. Destiny and Bungie have set it up so that if you're a dedicated Destiny player, right now there's a ton of still like new content being released. I shouldn't say a ton. Enough. And you can go back, and they've made it so that you can do all the raids now at the appropriate light levels that are current. And they've done these things that are awesome. Like my one friend has I think he's missing like 2 or 3 exotics now. And every exotic he has up to 400. Like he's just hardcore Destiny. I mean, I fathom he's got well over 2,000 hours invested into the game. So thank you very much for my buddy who just called in, big time Mooch Maniac as well. I know who he is. Very cool.
Everyone's a Mooch Maniac, apparently.
Crapaholic. But you know, I
got people messaging me, calling me Captain Starburst.
That was a great intro. I tried to do something different each time.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call. Like I said, I haven't played that. You will see, anyone that follows me on Xbox Live knows, come September 8th, there's going to be a lot of months in a row, probably like 4 or 5 to 6 months in a row. You're going to see Destiny on my playlist every night.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so you guys know, when we get to about 250 likes, we're going to do the top 10. So those likes are dangerously low right now.
Should be a fun top 10 too.
Yeah. So. We had a good time doing this top 10. You guys don't want to miss it.
I actually want to talk to our top 10 after the top 10. Okay?
Yeah, because it is a good one.
Isn't it? You know, I
Yeah.
think it's something that me and you could impact in the future if anyone's listening from Reddit.
Yes,
But
yeah. Hopefully
nonetheless.
somebody is listening because that would be awesome. Yes, Captain Starburst, thanks, Mandroid. That's me. Yeah. So it's really great to get the calls and stuff again. Going on my little point before we kind of we got that last call is that it's a good voice for you guys. It's a good way for you guys to interact and get your voice heard and things like that as well. So I think that's cool. So anyway, who do we got also on deck? J Dubs, maybe we can take a voice.
Xbox Trigger.
All right, Xbox Trigger. Let's go.
Hey, Crappy Jay. This is Xbox Trigger from Twitter. And before I say anything, I just want to say thank you for letting me. I'm giving you the code I won for Gears of War 4. I appreciate it. And thank you guys. You know, I never won anything before in my life, so I appreciate you guys. And oh man, you guys are the best. Anyway, from that side, I just want to say, what do you guys think about this parody thing? I remember like PS4, the Xbox, Assassin's Creed. They were like no parody, hashtag no parody. I think we should bring that back again for Xbox Scorpio because this Destiny thing, I am very disappointed. And thinking about it's probably the marketing deal. It could be true, but I don't think so. I think it's mostly because the Microsoft clause that they don't want nothing to be parody for the Xbox One. And I think that a shooter for having 30 frames per second is unacceptable right now, especially with everything else at 60 frames per second. So I think we should bring that back. Hashtag no parody for the Xbox Scorpio because when I buy that console, I want everything. You know, I buy. You pay what you buy, right? So anyway, thank you guys, and thanks for the call again. All right, bye.
All right. So what the hell was his question? He was kind of muffled.
Yeah, I didn't. Jay, did you catch his question?
He was talking about parody. He was thanking you guys.
Oh
for the
yes,
code.
the parody stuff. Yeah, there definitely shouldn't be. I don't know. I like with the parody thing. It's funny that people wanted parody or didn't want parody with the PS4 and Xbox One, but now everybody like really wants parody with Pro and Scorpio. I think, and I said it years ago, there shouldn't be parody. If you can use the rumble triggers in the Xbox controller, use it. If you can use the touchpad on the PS4 controller, use it. If you can use the power of the Scorpio for better frame rate, use it. I just think that it's one of those situations where if you're paying for the product, use it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, it's all about you get what you pay for, right? And then in this case, it looks like all of us that are buying Pro and Scorpio, we may not be getting all that we could pay for, what we paid for, because the developers are just not giving us the ability to do that. In this case, it's not Bungie, because I think Bungie with it, I think you're 100% right in the fact that it's going to be the fact that their software doesn't allow for it. Their engine doesn't allow for it. So we can't keep harping on Bungie if they can't actually do it.
Yeah, they can't do it or it's mandate that we know it's mandated with Sony, right? That Sony doesn't want, a difference in the frames per second between the base PS4 and the Pro. So and when Microsoft, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but again, maybe it just doesn't really behoove Destiny to have the lowest common denominator with the lowest amount of sales be the best version. I mean, I'm sure Microsoft would love that.
Right.
But I'm not sure, and if it was a new generation console, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's gonna.
Just to address people in the chat, I don't know. I think they're just coming in to sabotage. But just so everyone knows, there's absolutely no PC hate in this entire conversation. I have no idea what we're talking about. Is just why Bungie hasn't come out and given the 60 FPS on console, whether it be something that they can't do on their software, their engine side, or if it's something that was mandated by Microsoft and Sony. That's all we're talking about. I don't think anyone said anything about PC, so I'm not sure where all that's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's irrelevant to me because I don't give two shits about PC. There's a console channel, console chat. If you want PC, there's plenty of channels that cater to that. So
right.
Yeah. Anyway, M&C Mornings, what's up?
All right. Hi, Mooch. Hi, Crap. Big fan of Crap.
Yeah.
Here's my question. I'm having a hard time being an Xbox fan lately because you can't have any conversations with anybody because it'll be like Xbox is irrelevant,
right?
Not worth the money. And I'm even getting this from new Switch fans, and the Switch fans are being like, your platform's irrelevant. Why would I buy an Xbox? Even though they're not even getting Red Dead or Destiny. They're shutting out my platform of choice, and I just don't understand. I'm like, why can't any of these guys chill the fuck out? They kind of like they use all three platforms against the Xbox. It's like a kicking thing. It's like, oh, I have the PC, or I have the PS4, or I have the Switch, and it's like they use each platform to protect each other.
Right.
That's all I want to say. I love you, crap. I forgot to say my name. It's JRN Jameson on Xbox Live. See you guys later.
Cool.
Hey, we get a crapaholic. Yeah, he didn't even
mention crapaholic. That he wasn't even asleep first.
Yeah,
that's great.
He didn't even mention Mooch. You know what? Like, for me, when it comes to like the different gaming platforms and things like that, I'm a console fan. I've been console gaming for 28 years or something like that. I buy everything. Like I own currently all of them. So it's not even for me. I can enjoy everything on everything. But the main thing that I would kind of stress is you're not. I always think it's weird that people go out of their way. Like on my channel, I'm unabashedly biased about Xbox. I prefer it, and I tell people that. I always find it weird that people go outside of their own means to kind of bash or promote their thing. Like you will not see me on a PC person's channel. You won't see me on a PlayStation person's channel talking about Xbox and saying why Xbox is the best box. You'll find that on my channel because it's my channel. You'll find that on my social media because that's my social media. But you're not going to see me harass or talk to the PC fan base or the Nintendo fan base or the PlayStation fan base on their social media because I don't care. I'm an Xbox guy.
Right.
And so I think that that's the big difference. It's like, and I noticed that Xbox guys don't really do that. Like we're not going out of our ways to follow and kind of push our agenda. If you want, if you're an Xbox fan, I think that you should subscribe to the channel and watch us and things like that. If you like Xbox and like hearing about Xbox, I think you should follow me on social media.
I agree.
But if you're a PC or a PlayStation or a Nintendo dude, no offense to you, but I'm probably not going to follow you, and I'm definitely not watching your stuff.
I think the other thing that people need to understand is that, and I don't know why this hasn't sunk in over the years. Yes, we say our platform of preference is Xbox, but like there's days, like and today being one of them, I'm actually going to be on PlayStation, my PlayStation 4 Pro quite a bit this afternoon. I'm going to try and get back into Horizon a little bit. Have a little bit of time this afternoon to kind of like sit back and kick back. And then tonight I'll probably be back on Xbox playing Prey. My point being is that there's a time and a gut feeling when you feel like you want to get everyone together, friends come over, family, this and that. Everyone wants to play. Like people are like, oh, you have the Switch? Cool. Let's play Mario Kart 8, right? I mean, I don't understand where there's a problem here. There's no like issue where Crap spent an entire 7 days and 18 videos preaching the PSVR. I mean, you could sit here and say he hates, yet he just gave Sony, upwards of $500 and something, and he's putting 18 hours into it in the past week and praising it. So I don't understand where it all comes from. At the end of the day, though, if you said to Crap, hey, you can only have one console, he'll pick the Xbox. That's his preference. Same thing goes for me. But I like having them all. I've always had them all. I had the Sega Genesis. I had the SNES. I played the SNES way more than my Genesis. And I know I'm in the minority here. A lot of Xbox fans were all Genesis fans. I know. But I was a Nintendo guy growing up, as a kid. That's just what I like. I think the Super Nintendo just was way better than the Sega Genesis. That's me personally. There's a lot of counter arguments. I think the sports games and fighting games were better on Genesis. But I think as far as the RPG style games and just the first party overall, I thought Nintendo whooped ass. But that same thing kind of moves forward, right? We all have preferences moving forward. And that's what makes this so great, is that we can all kind of have our own opinion, yet at the same time, you're going to have a preference, people. It's okay, whether you like PC, you like Switch, you like PS4, or you like Xbox. This is an Xbox channel. You know what I mean? You don't go to Star Wars movies when you're a Star Trek fan. It just happens. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting into when you buy the ticket.
Exactly, 100%. And with this channel, I'm unabashedly Xbox fan. Although I do play a little bit of everything except for PC. I can't be bothered to mess with PC. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? I just think that it's interesting. So, who do we got on deck?
Do we have another call?
Yeah.
Do we have another call?
I love it.
We have Space Cat on deck.
Hit me up with some Space Cat.
Okay.
Great.
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap? I was just wondering, with the Scalebound IP being renewed, do you think we'll see that game this year, like it was said last year, or do you think we'll get it later? Okay.
It's almost like we're all sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah.
What do you think about Scalebound, Crap? Do you think it's got legs?
I don't think it has legs. They're doing obviously they renewed it.
Right.
Maybe that means that they could do something, but they're not doing anything right now. I don't think they're gonna be doing any kind of reveal at E3 or something
They're
like that.
They're gonna do an 8-bit side scroller with it.
Yeah, it's gonna I think they're probably just trying to hold on to that so that maybe maybe that Sony doesn't try to swoop in and take the IP or Platinum, who has some of the tech or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they've already had a game that's probably a lot of that's already built. So I think that's what they're trying to do is prevent that. So we're not going to get any kind of
E3 announcement.
Yeah, we're not going to get any kind of.
But listen, Crap, I will say this much. Listen, there's a lot of work that was done on that game. A lot, whether you liked it or you didn't.
Yeah.
There's no way Scalebound is not going to come out at some point. That's just crazy to think that it won't. It could be 2 years from now, but it's coming out.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah, it could be. I mean,
think about it, Crap.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, think about a garage sale, and someone's like, "Hey, do you want to hold on to this?" And you're let's put the value on this thing at like $150. Garage sales sell for things for like 50 cents. So if you're putting something, the fact that they went out there and got the trademark shows you there's interest. Microsoft wants to retain it. So if they want to retain it, they're going to use it again.
You know,
so,
I don't. The funny thing is, I don't really believe in coincidences. It is a little bit odd that they do that a month before E3. You know what I mean? But I just think that I think that is a little bit of an odd kind of coincidence.
Right.
Again, I've heard that they're not really going to be able to do anything as far as announce it this E3, but it could be something we see in the future. I don't know. Like obviously they've let IP go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They've
Like
totally let IP go.
they've let the trademarks and stuff like that go in the past. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'd be interesting to see. MNC Mornings, what's up?
Hey, Mooch, hey, Crap. This is Long Shot. About the whole Destiny thing, I'm actually looking forward to it. I got a lot of friends on my friends list I haven't spoken to in months, and they're all calling, going, hey, time to get the band back together, time to practice a little bit, and that's basically what Destiny is all about. Our fire team's 20 strong. We've got matching outfits for our raids. I mean, we go the whole tents, and now with Destiny 2 having the clans thing, you can take your whole group to the next level. And that's basically, come September, I'm hoping to game a little bit with Mooch and Crap. If you're there, hopefully you have fun too. And to end, I want to give Luca a little shout out, her podcast, Speak. Hope everyone tunes in for it. Have a good show, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, actually, you should plug. Honestly, Speak is on 2:00 today, and Crap will be.
Yes, I am guesting on the Speak podcast. It's going to be a good time with Luca and Blue. Shout out to those two girls. Two great ladies in the community. Blue, a hell of a Gears player. Luca, a hell of a Souls player. Yeah, so she's not much of it. She says she doesn't really like multiplayer games, but she's good at the Souls games. So that's
Souls games. The people really need to understand that Souls is that's a deep game, and I don't mean deep in the fact of just the story. The story alone, my God, if you really look at some of the videos that are put out by the true Souls fans, they have those people have millions of subs as well, because the story is rich. But besides that, the game itself, the game starts and you just play, and if you don't know what you're doing, you need to you need to put like 20 hours into it before you even know what some of these fucking like potions and things you pick up do. So it's an amazing game. I think people should try a Soul series game once. Start with Dark Souls 3. It was advised to me, and I agree. Souls is a hell of a game.
Start with the third one.
I would start with the third one, crap, because listen, the mechanics and the movement, okay, are as fast as a Souls game gets on Xbox. I mean, Bloodborne, I think, is even a little faster. I haven't played it yet. But if you start at Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2, you might get turned off. It's kind of like, when, let's say, crap, someone's never played Halo, right? And then you're like, you need to play Halo, the first Halo. That might turn them off. Wouldn't you recommend to them play maybe 4 just because it's faster, or play Halo 5?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to go back to Dark Souls 1 if you've never played a Souls game, because it is so slow. Like, it's just like painfully slow.
Yeah, I tried to play it once and was like, yeah, it's not really my thing. So, it's one of those situations.
See, Luca said it herself. She said start at 3.
Yeah, I mean, she would know.
Yeah,
she would know.
All the Souls fans I speak to say 3 is where you should start.
Absolutely. MNC Mornings, what's up?
Hey, Mooch, hey, Crap. Crap has been a big fan since 2013 when they made that video after the podcast. Question: why is the big fight? Microsoft is the best system. I love Microsoft. I cannot play on the PlayStation controller. And Destiny is garbage. I know you love it, Mooch, but Destiny is garbage. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you for having me.
That was awesome.
Who was that? Who was that masked man? I don't.
Yes.
His name was Michael Smith.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Well, so listen, I got news for you. I think that I think he's saying that because a lot of people, when I first got into the whole Xbox 360 world and kind of just jumped in head first, it was the controller that spoke to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just really preferred the way the sticks, the analog sticks were located, the grip and feel, and the DualShock just kind of grew old with me, and it's still kind of not my favorite controller at all to use. And then as far as him saying, Destiny, I mean, Destiny, listen, you either like Destiny or you don't. You know what I mean? It's an acquired taste at this point. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I know if you like Destiny, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
Right.
The only thing I could do is sit there and give my opinion on it, that it's not for me. And Jesus, we got like a lot of calls today. A lot busy stuff going on today. MNC Mornings, what's up?
Go ahead, Omer.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mooch and Crab. It's me, Omar, from Dubai. It's my first time. I just want to ask you guys, what do you think about the Scorpio? And you think it will come here to Dubai every time we are having problem with the new Xbox, especially with the new hardware? It's coming after 6 months, 12 months. Microsoft need more to marketing itself outside the United States. We are suffering here for that. Thank you for everything, and have a nice day.
Omar, that is awesome. First of all, let me speak to that. That's awesome that he called from Dubai. That is insane. That is very cool. I think that's awesome. Number 2, I think he makes a good point. And crap, we talked about this, right? Like, I think Microsoft needs to step on the marketing gas, right? I mean, this is just getting a little ridiculous at this point. Like,
yeah,
you gotta step on the gas, man. I mean, listen, Omar, just so you know, we're in the States and we barely see commercials. We don't see any movement. He's talking about actually getting the actual hardware out there, which I think they need to do that. They need to see where their markets can thrive. Okay, we know we do very well in Brazil. They know they do well in Australia. They know they do well in the UK. But Dubai, first of all, crap, correct me if I'm wrong, in Dubai where like all those amazing like rich like superstars hang out now? Isn't that like the place to be?
Yeah, it is. And,
why wouldn't you want to put I'd be putting gold-plated Xbox Ones out there right now if I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, I 100% agree. I think that they should, but Aaron Greenberg ain't about that advertising life. Why advertise on TV when you can advertise on the dashboard? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, because the dashboard is people that already have your product. And if
Yeah.
you advertise on TV, that's people that don't. Oh, man. I just blew your mind, Greeny.
I agree with you there. I really do. And no, correct me if I'm wrong too, but Omar, can't he buy something on like Amazon or
He
something?
can, because you know what? Xbox One isn't region
It's not
code.
region locked.
It's not region locked. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Jeez.
Omar, listen, either buy it on Amazon or have somebody that you're friends with in either the States or someone in Europe and have somebody send you the box. Like like people do that all the time.
Absolutely. MNC Mornings, what's up? Good morning. Put on a shirt.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Wee from Xbox Live. I got a question for Crap. Crap, I was just wondering if you were going to invest in the Scorpio's VR since you like the Sony's VR. And Crap, please be careful with those glowing dildos. Those things are dangerous. Thank you.
Everyone's a critic. Yes. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm very interested in Scorpio VR. It'll be a day one thing for me, right? I'm sold on the tech. With that being said, I still don't want to see VR at E3. Like, you can do that other places. It doesn't translate well. I did a PlayStation VR review yesterday, and I was playing Farpoint in it. But the game isn't going to look as good to you. It looks like a first-person game to you guys, but to me, you're actually there. So it's like a different experience when you're actually there. But that doesn't look as good. You can't explain that as well on a stage show or through a commercial. Right. So for me, VR, I'm completely sold on it. Right now, you know what? If they don't come out with Microsoft's until the end of the year, I'll have 6 good months to play PlayStation VR. Worth it to me. And then I'll just have another set of VR. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that as well. So yep. And yeah, you know what? The glowing dildos work pretty well, actually. I was surprised by how well they worked. And by the way, 250 likes is the top 10. We are close. Okay, Mega, you should stick around because we got a funny call that you'll probably want to hear later. But we got our old favorite on deck. So who do we got there, J-Dubs?
We have someone who lives on the second floor, I believe.
Second floor, Luca has to be.
Hey, Mooch, Crap, J-Dubs. Luca here. I hope you guys are having a nice morning, because I sure am. I'm probably in the chat right now, chilling, hanging out with people, as per usual.
He's a prophet.
All right, so this question is more geared towards Mooch. I was just wondering if you were interested in playing The Surge. Now, I'm about an hour in myself, and I can see why people are comparing it to Dark Souls. The thing is, I'm not sure how I feel about people automatically comparing a game to Dark Souls just because it has some similar mechanics, and, well, it's mostly because the game is perceived as difficult. Now, the thing is, I love Dark Souls. I love the Soul series. I love Bloodborne. I love everything. It's great. But I don't... See, the thing is, people automatically assume that I love hard games because I play Souls games. But the thing is, I don't like playing hard games. It just so happens that the series I like to play is hard. I mean, when it comes to anything else, I play on medium. I'm not about that hardcore life. The reason I love Dark Souls and Bloodborne is because of the setting and the lore and how fluid and smooth the combat is for most of the games. I mean, that being said, there are some Souls-like games that I enjoy, like Neo, and The Surge is pretty cool too. But it doesn't seem like either one has a really compelling story. The focus is more on the combat, which I feel is unfortunate, because I feel like when it comes to developers basing their game around being Souls-like, they miss the point, which is the story. And I know that the story in Dark Souls and Bloodborne is hard to piece together, but it's there. And as I'm playing The Surge right now, the story is just not compelling to me from what I've seen of it, and the voice acting sucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. But mostly the question is, Mooch, are you going to get this game? All right. Well, I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I didn't ask Crap because I already know how you feel about this game, Crap. All right. Bye, guys. Or should I say, bye? Oh, I'm sorry this was so long, but just wanted to get my thoughts out there.
No, it's all good.
That's good. Let me answer a question, Crap. I'll tell you right now. So the Surge is not something I would grab right away, but Luca made some really good points. Here's the situation with the Surge. I think the Surge and Niho, like she said, they're trying to capitalize quick on something that Dark Souls does right, and that is the fighting mechanic. So the fighting mechanic in the Surge and in Niho do follow that same scheme of repetition, repetition, repetition. And here's what's funny, and I have to actually go to my YouTube. Let me go to my YouTube channel real quick and just see. There's a guy that I follow on here. I'm going to try and find him while I'm talking to him. But what she was, here it is. Vadi, it's like Vadi something or another. Vadi Vidya. It's VAATIVIDYA. And he doesn't need the plug. He's got like 850,000 subs or 1 million subs or something like that. He is so into Dark Souls. It's just, he's almost like he's not a creator, but he should be. He breaks down the story and how what Luca's talking about, how you actually can piece together the story as you're going around, and it makes this whole like Ashen One that you are, like the story of like these dead dragons and where they came from and how the creator came up with it. And what Luca's talking about, so the audience understands, is she's saying the Surge and Niho don't do that. I agree with her. I don't think that those two are anywhere near in the story depth. As far as Niho goes, and Crap gives me a lot of shit for Niho. Neo is a lot of fun because it reminds me of when I was younger playing like the old Ninja Gaidens. You'd have to play Ninja Gaiden 1 million times until you can you have to figure out the game. Once you figure out how to beat each of the characters as they are set up in this huge world, then you go through it really quick because you know how to defeat them. But you die almost every third, fourth, fifth character as you progress because you're like, oh shit, I didn't know I had to use this combo and then sneak up behind them, drop down from here. It's really just a 3D. It's a massive puzzle that's a fighter. That's Niho. And that's part of Dark Souls. Part of Dark Souls is learning how to fight, use certain methodology, backstab, do these certain mechanics that you learn as you progress through the story, and then you get all this story. So, Luca, in short, to answer your question, no, I'm probably not grabbing the Surge right away. Is it something I would grab when it's on like a big Xbox sale or something like that? Possibly in the future if there's another lull. Maybe next summer is a good time to kind of play through the Surge because I have a full backlog of games to get through this summer, and then I have stuff that, once fall starts, let's all be honest, once September comes, we're all going to be like busy as shit with all the new IPs coming out and all the crazy third market deals and shit like that are coming out. Not deals, but games, pardon me. So yeah, I don't know. Crap. I know that you're probably not going to pick up the Surge, but it
I
really
have the
is.
Surge.
You have the Surge.
Yeah, I have it. I'm reviewing it. So
I can't wait for that one, everybody.
I mean, look,
get ready for a 2-minute Crap reviews coming up, folks. This is not going to be in depth.
Hey, it's Dark Souls, sci-fi. There's robots. It's hard. You die and then you go back to a med bay. Surge review complete.
Tune in for the numerical review at the end, and that's all that was missing from Crab's review right there.
Here's the thing. This company, Deck 13, they're doing some exclusives for Microsoft, and we're hoping that they're not all in this vein. We're also hoping, as per Mooch, that they're not doing a twin stick shooter.
Yeah, we're gonna get a top-down shooter from Deck 13 or a card game.
Yeah, a card. Yeah, like that game again. I've never won a game of Gwent, ever.
I've won a game of Gwent, and
but you don't know how.
I don't really care. I think it's I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know how, and I don't care. I mean, but there's people who love it. There's people who absolutely love it. Gwent's got its own game coming out.
Yeah, like I have the beta for it, but I don't really want to.
Shout out to GKB too in the chat.
Yeah, GKB, She-Wolf, Mel,
She-Wolf.
Oh, you guys.
I'm missing something. I flip back and forth so much between so many tabs. But no, what I was going to say was GKB said Surge is a great game. And I watched GKB's playthrough of it on his channel. And I will say, I know GKB liked it. I like it. I think I like it. The problem is that with me having Dark Souls 3 to yet finish, Bloodborne untouched, Dark Souls 2, I bought the remaster. It was on sale. Niho, which is just fun to say. In front of Crap.
Yeah.
Yo. Listen, it's an awful name for a game, but at the same time, it's interesting crap because honestly, you have PS4 Pro. Like you should, if it's ever on sale, well, it'd have to be real cheap because it's stupid hard.
Yeah,
it
like,
makes Dark
that's not-
Souls look like Smurfs on Coleco, buddy. All right, there's a real time flash.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I could have bought Bloodborne for $7, but I thought I still passed on that. You know what I mean? Like it's not not for me. You
Yeah,
know?
Bloodborne I got for $13 physical, brand new at Best Buy. They were doing a crazy sale right after Christmas. You couldn't
Yeah.
pass. $13 physical disc, can't beat it. But yeah, nonetheless, I do think that if you're, I will say this much, and I learned this from GKB. If you want to get into Souls, but Souls is too intimidating, I'd say go grab the Surge. And I mean, I could be wrong because I haven't played the Surge, but everyone I've talked to says it's an easier Souls.
Well, the problem with the Surge that I have is, again, you get someplace, right? You spend a lot of time getting there, and then you die, and you go way back to the med bay, like, and all the enemies spawn back, and you have to go back and do it all again. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, it'd be an interesting game if you respawn right where you died,
right?
But you go way back, and everything respawns. It's literally, you take, you know, it takes too much time. You know, I just don't have time to do all that stuff. You know, honestly, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I want to talk to someone in the chat here. Avencia, he says, or Avicina, he says, "Come on, Mooch. Dark Souls 3 is a multiplayer game. It's fun with friends." I'll be honest with you, he's right. He is 100% right because I have actually played majority of Dark Souls 3 with a buddy of mine, Scythe Effects. Shout out to him. A lot of people know Scythe in the Dark Souls community. He's got ridiculous amounts of hours logged into all three. He's beaten Bloodborne a million times. He's a big time Souls guy, which also gets me into it because he's also going to school right now for game development. And what's great about hanging out with him while playing Souls is that same thing that I was telling you about that Vadi Vidya guy on YouTube. Scythe kind of gets into a lot of the story and background as we're progressing through. And it is amazing. The artwork in Souls games is insane. Somebody else asked me, Mooch, here, did you beat Bloodborne? I haven't opened Bloodborne.
Hey, Mooch ain't about that beating games life. He has.
Hey, no, I beat them. But I take my damn sweet time. I'll tell you that much. The only game I haven't beat that I feel bad about is Tomb Raider. I just haven't beaten Tomb Raider. It's the same reason that Horizon. I'm going to try Horizon Event Zero again today, or
Zero
Event
Dawn, you mean?
Zero Dawn, yeah, whatever that's called.
And what was it that I told you when you got that game? Because I was already deep into it. I said, Mooch, you'll never finish the game because it gets boring.
It's all this running around, jumping up and down like rocks with a bow and arrow. Same thing like Tomb Raider. Like I need some reason Tomb Raider didn't really the Tomb Raider story to me is way more interesting than the Horizon story. So that just shows like that I'm really not excited to finish Horizon. Like I watched Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty do a huge review of it before it came out, and I was actually psyched for a little while to get into Horizon. I'm like, wow, these guys are talking about it like it's the cup of Christ. This is fantastic. And then you've chosen. I thought it was wisely, but apparently it was poorly as I disintegrated. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, it's not holding my attention. And I'm a good ways through Tomb Raider, but just didn't finish it. I don't know. I mean, Prey, I'm going to finish. I got news for you. Prey's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
I actually have a question about
J-Dubs is here.
J-Dubs.
I have a question about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
So, would it be proper to say that if Lara Croft and Link had a bastard child, it would be Horizon Zero Dawn?
Probably. To me, honestly, it plays like Far Cry Primal / Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like Tomb Cry Primal. That's
yeah. I'm really crap. I heard you make that reference in a video, and I think you're spot on with the Far Cry analogy because of the crafting on the go and the whole like taking over bases. That's in there, and then the Tomb Raider is just the female protagonist that can climb really well, has a bow and arrow, has a hand tool. I mean, it's all very very similar stuff. I mean, the thing about Horizon that I think was the biggest disappointment for me once I started playing was everybody was talking about it like it was the next coming of open world game, and to me, it's nothing more than a new skin on top of Tomb Raider. You know, so that's where I kind of got let down a little bit. I thought they were going to do something a little bit different. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll see it when you get into it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
You never know. Yeah,
Why not?
I haven't seen Mornings. What's up?
Oh, hi, Mooch. Hi, Crap. Long time fan here. My name's Kieran, a wee Irish lad from Dublin. I just have a question for you. I'm a self-confessed long life pony, as next gen likes to term us. But yeah, if there was any game on the PlayStation that you'd like to see an Xbox, what would it be? Me personally, the other way around, I'd love to have Forza Horizon on a PlayStation. So yeah, what would be your favorite? What game would you rob off of PlayStation if you could? Okay, thanks. Bye.
What they say? What's our what
Yeah,
game?
well, what game
prefer
would
to
we
play?
want that's PlayStation exclusive? What would we want on Xbox? Because he
Great
he
question.
said, yeah, he said on Xbox he would want Forza Horizon on PlayStation, which yeah, that's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty clear. Well,
Well, mine's of no surprise. I don't think to everybody. I would like to see. I wish The Last of Us was on Xbox.
mine would probably be Uncharted or God of War. I mean, those are the games that I like a lot on.
I like Uncharted a lot. I really do.
Yeah.
What I like about Uncharted is that it's linear, but has enough like finding collectibles around the environment they create that's enough for me to explore left and right enough. And really that goes for Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 really gave you that freedom to walk around and look around a little bit more. Uncharted 1 through 3 were a little bit more, straightforward. You kind of banged into most of the collectibles or they were right over your head because you couldn't really venture left or right very far.
Yeah.
That's not the case in 4. They give you a little bit more room to breathe. The Last of Us, though, is Naughty Dog's bread and butter.
Yeah, you love that. And so
I love that Last of Us. That's my VR. Okay.
As we close in on 250 likes, which would be the top 10, J-Dubs, who do we got on deck? William Ramos?
William Ramos.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Will, Gamer Tag Nervous Breakdown. Real quick, I want to talk about something. Of course, we just saw the Destiny 2 trailer gameplay. One of the things that struck me about this, and I know this is still early to talk about it when you got a couple weeks left till E3, but one of the concerns I do have is the fact that knowing that this system is supposed to be the premium device for the hardcore gamers that knows what the teraflops and all this stuff, wouldn't that kind of beat the purpose if we get, let's say, a game like Destiny and still runs at 30 frames per second? Like, I don't understand that, because then you get a good racing game like Forza Horizon 3, which is cross-platform, but the PC has an unlocked frame rate, but I don't see where there's an advantage. Like, I don't understand that. I get the advantage if someone's cheating. I get the advantage if someone has, like, say, a keyboard or mouse over a controller, but I just don't understand that whole message to say it's a premium device, but yet you're going to be capped and at the frame rate of the other consoles. I think it's like they take 2 steps forward and then they take 1 back when we start hearing these things. I don't know. I'm just looking at it from this point, my point of view, because I'm also a PC gamer, and this has been like that for pretty much forever. I mean, you got different types of video cards, different types of hardware. They all will not run the same way, So I don't understand how is it could be comfortable and okay in the Windows, PC games that has different types of frame rates, people changing their resolution, all that stuff, but then it has to be a big deal when they don't want to separate the frame rate from the Scorpio version over the Xbox One S. Yeah. That's just my thought. I want to just hear from you guys, what you guys think. All right, thank you guys.
That's a good point he makes, Crap. What he's saying basically is they're going to leave it unlocked on PC. So, and we talked to GKB about this on Crossfire. Basically, the deal is if you have a more powerful rig, you can put this thing up to probably 120 frames. You know what I mean? You can go as crazy as you want with it. How come somebody who can't put it at 120 frames, who can only play it at 30 or 60 on PC, that doesn't give them the disadvantage? So, you know, when you're like, well, Scorpio has to be what Xbox One S is. Well, I guess it really doesn't. I mean, that's a good point.
Well, they're already. Here's the thing: Microsoft is pushing their agenda with the PC already. If you play Forza Horizon 3, you can play against PC people that can run it at 60 frames.
Right.
You know, I don't know 100% for sure yet, but I believe Gears 4 is uncapped on PC. So if you do crossplay and somebody has a good enough PC, you can end up with playing against somebody with 120 frames per second. That, I mean, you're at a huge disadvantage. So Microsoft seems to really not care about that. Just nobody's really talking about it. Probably because not many people are playing these games on the Windows Store to begin with. Like, that is like a dead market. We think that you know, people just don't like the Windows Store for whatever reason.
Right.
You know, but I don't think something must have changed if Microsoft is saying, hey, you can do it. I'm not 100% convinced that they are going to allow disparity between FPS on multiplayer games. I don't know. I think that they would get kind of crucified for that, where the media and gamers are concerned. You know, like, I think that they would get a lot of hate for that. So,
right.
I mean, don't you agree? I mean, they would get a ton of hate.
They would get a ton of crap. Like, gaming professionals in any manner, whether it be platform or developers, could get the cure for something and they get hate. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It seems like there's hate no matter what. But I do think that it would be very interesting if the politics that are going on behind the curtain, it's not going to happen. This is just food for thought and fun to talk about. If for some reason Scorpio was at 60 after, you know, Mike Ibarra, well, I shouldn't say Mike, but, you know, whoever it is from Microsoft has a chance to sit down with Bungie and be like, can you guys actually do this? Can we get a PC feed, or can we get something that you're saying that wasn't made for UWP, so it's kind of out the window. But if anything like that could happen, that would be pretty intense. Because listen, that's what the caller was just talking about, right? What does he say? We're going out there, we're spending all this money on this product, and then we're not really getting the ultimate performance, and that's because of the devs.
Yeah,
it's the devs.
100% agree. And so we crossed that 250 like mark. We're going to go ahead and roll an epic top 10. You ready to roll that, J-Dubs?
Ready to go.
Let's roll. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to MNC Morning's Top 10 Countdown. Today, we're counting down the top 10 reasons Microsoft should hire good old Mooch and Crap.
Number 10, you'd have less selfies of us posing with multicolored controllers as a result of our employment at Xbox.
You'd have 0 selfies. Let's just be honest with
0.0. Right?
Yes. Number 9, because Mooch and Crap both have Phil Spencer posters up on the ceiling above our beds. True story.
Number 8, developers would be asking us to be on our platform versus asking them to join ours.
Number 7, secretly, Mooch and Crap are now huge fans of Voodoo Vince and Phantom Dust, so we'd fit in just fine.
Extremely true.
Yes.
Number 6, shirts of thanks Mooch and Crap would be in every Scorpio purchased on day 1.
True. They'd be all over the place. We'd mandate that people have to wear those things.
It'd be selling faster than Switch on its first week.
Yes. Number 5, combined, Mooch and Crap have bought like 20 Xbox One so far. I think we've proven that we'd be loyal.
That's great.
Maybe not as
Very
much as
cool.
Tim Dog, but still.
Yeah, we're like close third and fourth. Number 4, we'd move Xbox headquarters to New York City and shit would get real in about an hour.
Exactly. Number 3, we'd have Phil Spencer on our podcast weekly.
Number 2, Xbox's new policy under Mooch and Crap would be if you don't like 4K resolution and 60 frames per second as a standard, we'd gladly write you a letter of recommendation to work at Bungie.
And the number 1 reason Mooch and Crap should be hired by Microsoft is, hell, we couldn't do any worse than Don Matrick. Thank you guys for watching the Top 10 Countdown. If you guys have an idea for the Top 10, hey, let us know and we'll be happy to do it for you. Thanks for watching.
Nice top 10 crap. Very good.
I like the little boo-boo.
I think we can really, and I wanted to add to it because I thought it was a great conversation piece that we were saying the things we would change ultimately with the whole, us working at Xbox has to do a couple of things differently that they're not doing right now. And I think one is in the marketing. I think number two is, I say this a lot, I really wish that they would have some sort of East Coast office over here or something on this side of the world, or maybe even in the UK. I mean, I know they have an Xbox UK, but like poor is it Graham Boyd? Graham.
Yeah.
Well, they barely. You ever see like these shows when they're like, "Hey, you're a new news anchor," and they're like, "We want you to go catch the cat Olympics." And they're like, "No, but I want to be head anchor." Like poor Graham, everything he reports is like so trivial and meaningless. You know what I mean? He's like, "This just out, Xbox has a new Forza Horizon wheel for sale." And it's like, "All right, thanks, Graham." I think that we should have more of an influence than just what's going on over there on the West Coast. I think we should have some more East Coast representation. I've been saying that for a long time. And I'm shocked more people don't feel that way, or if they do, they just haven't said it. I don't know. I think that's one of the first things I would do is I would have something really, really influential as far as an office, or have a vice president or somebody sitting over here to get like a different mentality, a different approach going into these boxes.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that it would make a lot of sense to do that. As far as I'm concerned, we get accused of being working for Xbox anyway, so we might as well make it official.
Absolutely.
I'll be like, "Hey, Phil, now that we work for Xbox, why don't you come on M&C Mornings with us every single week?" We call it like, he could have his own segment, like chat with Uncle Phil or something like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
what's up,
listen,
Uncle Phil? How's it going?
There's a few people in the chat that are saying, "What's the difference the East Coast makes?" Listen, there's different ways. Let's use my favorite example, pizza. Right? You have a pizza from New York, it tastes different than a pizza from Chicago, and it tastes different from a pizza from California. It's different styles. It's different ways that people
I've
make
never had
things.
a Chicago pizza, by the way.
It's good, but listen, Chicago pizza, if someone gave it to me, I would eat a Chicago pizza. It's just, I still prefer New York. Naturally, I'm biased. But my point being is that you have people over on the West Coast, they have a way of thought. They have a way of attacking things. And I think on the East Coast, it's a little bit more scrappy. I think it's a little bit different. And when you have somebody doing marketing on the East Coast, you might get a different play or a different take. Maybe the way they grew up. It's a dog-eat-dog world over here on the East Coast, and everybody over on the West Coast just to be like, "Don't worry, man. Everything's cool, bro. Everything's going to be all right, man." And it's like,
cool.
Everything's cool.
Hey,
just
man.
chill. Put one console on top of the other, plug them all in together, play all around. Let's get up on a rooftop, bring your Switch. And it's like, I don't know, like that just doesn't happen over here. We don't have that. So that's cool that they show that. But how about we show what goes on over here? And the mentality over here. And that's what I mean by that, and somebody else wrote like West Coast is the best coast. You definitely have the best weather. I'll never take that away
I
from you.
debate that. I'm in Florida. We have the best weather. We don't got to deal with any. Okay, yeah, we don't got to deal with any. And we don't got to deal with earthquakes.
But you have muggy heat.
Yeah, we've got it's the humidity.
Humidity is pretty bad in Florida.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty bad. But let's go ahead and get some more voicemails in because we've got some more. We've got more than I thought. So go ahead and rack that up, J-Dubs.
Crap, Mooch, this is a question I want to ask is why does everybody really care about the PS4 Pro? Because I don't understand how a machine that does not have games sells so much units. Let me know what you think of that question, and love your show, and can't wait to hear from you guys. All right, bye.
This guy is clearly a crapaholic.
He's a crapaholic to the nth degree. What was his question about buying the PS4? Why is it not relevant or something? What?
Yeah, he was saying why would people buy the PS4 Pro?
Well, I mean, that is definitely, considering I have a PS4 Pro, I love to give a sales pitch. This is a tough pitch. Right now, Sony hasn't really put anything out that would make you have to run out and check out the power behind it. Crap was saying himself he's going back and forth between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro for Horizon, and he sees minimal. I know a lot of people that bought Horizon, and they only have the original vanilla PS4, and they say it looks beautiful. So I don't know. I don't know the pitches. I'm hoping the pitch has to come from Sony. It can't come from me, and I don't know yet. I went and got it because I figured for the next 3 years they were doing a great trade-in on this one weekend at GameStop too for your PS4. Worked out getting the PS4 and a game for like under $200, the PS4 Pro, excuse me. And I just figure for the next 3 years, it's going to be Sony's go-to console. That's what they're designing for primarily in mind.
Yeah.
So that's why I went for it. But other than that, I don't really have a good pitch for you, buddy. It's going to be up to Sony at E3 to sell us on it.
Yeah, like I don't really know. I don't have. I'm not 100% sure. So maybe he meant like as far as exclusives or something like that.
Maybe, but You're not going to get exclusives on either console.
On either. I don't know. It's like one of those situations that these upgrades might not be as maybe not needed. I'm not even sure. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to another voicemail, a new one, a new caller for the first time caller. Actually, let's go ahead and roll that, J-Dubs.
Okay, we've got a live call. We have a voicemail from Fuzzy Belvedere.
Fuzzy Belvedere.
Nice. New caller. Cool.
Hey, this is Fuzzy Belvedere. Just you mentioned about all the games that Sony has lined up, with them aligning themselves with all the twos. Do you think that's going to kind of come back to bite them in the end, considering it's going to, in a way, advertise for Scorpio, knowing that that's going to be the best place to show or the best place to play those games in the higher resolution? Once again, great show. Crapaholic, although Mooch, fellow New Yorker, listen to you guys every Sunday. Thanks again. Bye.
I could tell he was a crapaholic. I'm just saying.
That was awesome.
Like, you don't even need to say, sir, but good call in, yeah.
We can tell you're a crapaholic. You were monotone.
Yes.
Oh, that was great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
No, thanks for the call, man. No, Crap, take it away. He's your boy.
What the hell was the question?
Well, I don't think he had. Everyone's kind of calling in more with a statement, and then they throw in a little zing at the end.
Yeah, like I got caught up with the whole crapaholic thing. So
Yeah, that was great. I was actually just trying to see if his voice would actually jump an octave at all. No, it was awesome, man. I'm glad he hangs out with us. It's cool. I don't know what the J Dubs. Do you have the call, or should we can listen to it again because we don't get many crapaholics.
Yeah,
calling
I don't pay a lot of attention to the calls, so sorry.
Oh, great. So I think it was just basically a comment, and then he threw a little zinger at the end. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So we're just gonna say we appreciate, we appreciate the call, and we think you rock. So thank you very much.
Oh, we got a live call.
We do. MNC Mornings, what's up?
What's up, guys? My name's Jeff. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I'm here to call about is everything pretty much Sony Touch turned to gold because Nier is on PlayStation exclusive. No one played the first one, yet everybody bought the second one and everyone's a fan. Same thing with Persona. No one played the other ones. Now all of a sudden that the media is pushing it, it sells 1 million. Nobody played the Spider-Man games last generation, yet now all of a sudden it's gonna be a hit. Yeah. What do you guys think? Is anything that's that is on PlayStation that the media pushes, do you think it's pretty much guaranteed to sell? Thanks for having me on. Have a good one.
Good question.
Awesome question.
Yeah, here's the thing. The media does a good job at pushing some of Sony's stuff. I can still remember Halo Wars 2 launched and nobody did anything about it. None of them made sites. And you might think, but that's a niche title, crap. And then I'm thinking, but Gravity Rush 2 was too, and so was Yakuza 0. And so are some of these other games that the media really, really pushes. Look at how much the media pushed Horizon Zero Dawn. Now imagine if they pushed, Quantum Break like that. You know what I mean? Like there would be a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, good point what you're saying too. I mean, Kind of Funny was a result of what ended up being Game Over Greggy show on IGN. IGN
Which
kind of
now
spawned.
is the let's get a hot girl in the show to take over Colin's place so that we can keep our views up.
Right. That's basically the attempt that they went with. But my thing is this: you don't have any Xbox channels. Like, why doesn't Ryan McCaffrey or Marty Sleva or any of these other guys?
Marty Sleva's not an Xbox fan.
Well, there isn't one at IGN. I'm saying names because these are people that at least sat on Podcast Unlocked. I don't know. I really have no idea. I wish that one of them would actually do like an Xbox. Scott. No, we got a beep in there for no reason. That's great. I love it.
I don't know because
we got Jay the engineer. I love it.
Scott.
Scott. even do it. But yeah, I wish that we would see that, because you have Greg Miller, who's got 800,000 subs, that's promoting Sony, and then you have all these things going on, and for some reason we don't have anybody on the Xbox. We're the only Xbox channel that I know of outside Xbox, but that's not really. That's just like 3 people sitting on a couch playing. They're never promoting it like hardcore. They'll actually promote Sony during the show too.
Yeah,
You know.
like I think we were talking a little bit about the advertising thing yesterday. It was like, and we were making fun of it, like, oh, they advertised at 9:55 during The Walking Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was what me and you were talking about offline. Like, isn't that hysterical? Everybody, like, the only time you ever see Xbox do something, like, they're all over Twitter all day. They're like, make sure at 9:42 during The Walking Dead you see our Xbox One commercial. That's so amateur hour. That's something that we would do if we're only buying one commercial spot for the whole year. Like, you're Microsoft. You should be on every commercial, like during big primetime shows.
They should be having their own goddamn Xbox infomercials. Like, hey, welcome to Xbox infomercial. You can get this Xbox Scorpio for 3 easy payments of $199.99, and it also does this and 4K and this. They need to be running those like non-stop. Like,
I agree.
That would be amazing. Get somebody to host that, like get like the old G4 people. See what Adam Sessler's doing.
Adam Sessler would be great to come out of retirement.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
We haven't had a real, true, honest to God review by somebody on the main stage since he retired.
Yeah,
you go back and watch. Go back to Rev 3 Games if you can get any of their videos up, because that channel closed, and look at some of his reviews. Amazing in-depth reviews.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I used to watch that video, but doesn't that have the hit after hit guy?
Used to early on. Yeah, Anthony Carboni. He used to be on there, but then he went off and did something else himself.
Yeah, they're doing hit after hit after hit. Yes. J-Dubs, J-Dubs is fighting me in the chat. I don't like.
He is.
We're having trouble with. Let's run the. Let's go ahead and run the next voicemail, J-Dubs.
Okay, we've got Clutchman01.
Okay.
What's up, Moocher Crap? It's Clutchman01. Thanks for bringing back the show. Love you guys. And also the guys of BGST, Explanation, Zaire's crew with multiplayer and Beastfire. And then now we got was a Crossfire coming back. A great show. Good to hear everybody, clowns and everybody. But yeah, keep it up. Love the content. And Crap dropping content all the time. Just like I say, Forza does their games like clockwork. Crap dropping the daily videos, never letting us down. Good to have some to listen to. Anyway, well, one thing real quick. Love the Forza Horizon 3 DLC content. That Hot Wheels expansion is ridiculous. Just very nostalgic and so perfectly done. Playground games, kudos, Playground games. Never thought that they'd do Hot Wheels, the tracks, like the cars we know, but the Hot Wheels tracks, so well done. Anyway, just want to talk about Forza 7. I'm looking forward to Forza 7 so much, and because when Digital Foundry and Eurogamer or whoever it was put up that screenshot of Forza 6 Apex on PC at ultra settings and the performance overhead they had, it was just ridiculous. Like, I got that as my screensaver for my laptop. It's gorgeous. So if my thing is with Forza 5, if they were able to put together a great Forza 5, granted it'll light on content, great Forza 5 experience on the original Xbox One platform with the new hardware. Imagine what they're going to be able to do on Scorpio when they have no limits. Like, I mean, we see that on Forza 6 Apex, but again, Forza 6 is a year old. So I mean, when they already had time, working with the parameters that they were given, as far as Scorpio. So knowing what they could do with the extra lighting effects and and textures and technical aspects and tracks, and it's going to be crazy. The customization, man, I can't even put into words. And another thing, for Turn 10 not to have been able to slip up anything or leak anything about like any snapshots of the engine for Forza 7 yet is pretty scary. Like when E3 rolls around, I'm going to be looking for Forza 7, and I know that our jaws are going to drop when they show us how real the experience is going to be. We thought Forza 6 was going to look nice and everything, and that snapshot, I don't think we've seen anything yet. But yeah, curious to know what you guys think. Again, good to have you guys back. I don't have a Twitter, so if for some reason I win the whatever going away on the Wheel of Wonder, pass it on to the next person. J-Dub's doing a good job. Good to have her back too. All right, guys, take it easy.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a great, if lengthy, voicemail, man. That's,
I thought you were saying this is welcome to MNC Mornings featuring that caller.
Yes,
Clutchman.
Clutchman.
That was awesome.
yeah,
That was
thank you very
great.
much.
MNC Mornings with Clutchman.
You know what the problem is? I'm not gonna lie. I must have ADD or something when some of the longer callers, because here's what I'm doing, right? I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our chat to see what's on deck.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm listening a little bit. Like, I love the calls and stuff, but I have no idea what he said.
It's funny because there is a lot going on. There's stuff going on live on Twitter. There's stuff in the live chat on YouTube. There's our chat going on internally. There's just a lot of stuff happening. Not to mention the calls, keeping track. No, that was a great call. I thought that was interesting how he offered to give, if he won, he would still give away, which was very cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. Like, the community is really great and stuff like that. So, absolutely, I think so. So, MNC Mornings, what's up to you?
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? I saw that pony. I saw it. Anyway, I just wanted to say good afternoon from good old sunny New York. Mooch, I know what you're feeling, what I'm feeling right now. Nice sunny day. Got a question for you, by the way. I just listened to your last Crossfire, and I agree with you, man. I agree with the devs. Made a statement about the devs. It's all no longer in the power of the manufacturers, the developers of the system, but more like the devs of the games. Now, my question to you is, do you think there will be a shift after the release of Scorpio? I'm not sure if that will happen. And what I mean by that is, are we going to see? Is it really going to be true that we're going to get the better versions of the multi-plans? That's really a big question, because honestly, that was going to affect my decision in the beginning of the generation cycle when Xbox One was introduced and PS4. Yeah. But luckily, a good friend of mine, he talked me out of it, and I stuck with Xbox, and and I love their first-party titles. That's what keeps me going on it. Third party is always second tier to me, but anyway, that's my question, man. All right, thank you. See you guys.
Awesome. Who was that, J-Dubs?
That was Roland Rupert. He calls quite often.
Okay,
Yes.
So yeah, he won a Xbox gift card. He saw the pony. Hopefully you guys like that. Oh, that's what I was fighting Jay with on the thing. I'm like, roll the pony. And he's like, we'll do it after this one. And the next thing you know, it was,
it was great.
Yeah.
No, congratulations to Roland. But let me answer his question. What I was saying on Crossfire, and I've said earlier today, is we've got to get the power back to the platform holders. And I'll tell you why, okay? You go buy yourself an expensive Mercedes or BMW. What do they say to you? They're like, enjoy that car. And by the way, make sure you use 93 plus octane gas when you go. Okay, don't put that 87 in it. Notice it's not the gas companies telling you what to put into your car. It's the car company telling you what gas to put in. Yeah. And that's the problem, is you have these consoles that are being made by Sony and Microsoft. They know the true potential of this machine, what it can and cannot do. And meanwhile, you have the developers telling us what we can and cannot do. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. Okay, when you have any kind of actual system, the system should have requirements, and you should build to those requirements. That's the way that everything is. Everything that you go and purchase is made off of a drawing. That drawing has requirements and specifications on it. And if you don't follow those, okay, you probably lose the contract. The problem is that Microsoft came out, again, this is me thinking this is a West Coast mentality thing, being like, don't worry about everybody. You go out there and develop, and we'll be here for you. We'll catch your mistakes. We'll catch your good times. We'll catch your bad times. And the problem is that you can't do that. It's too willy-nilly. You have to have specs and standards in place and then say, here's the drawing, make it to this. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely, 100% agree. M&C Mornings, what's up?
Hello, my name is Lars. I'm from Norway. I got 2 questions. What do you guys think Destiny is going to look compared to PS4 and PC on Xbox Scorpio, graphically wise? And what do you guys think? What is going to be the new IP on Xbox? That's it. Bye.
I think Destiny just looks like Destiny. I'm not sure.
I didn't see anything like wow factor. I saw the lighting effects and textures looked a little bit more worked on, but it still looked like Destiny. I mean, it didn't look like something we'd never seen before. Do I think it'll look a little better on PC? Probably. But at the same time,
the Scorpio version is going to look great. I mean,
the Scorpio version is going to look very good.
Like, Destiny is not a bad-looking game to begin with. Like, if you look at it, I think it looks great. And the gunplay is fine. You know, like, to me, like, just it doesn't grab me. Like, maybe if they show off and it has an actual story and you don't got to replay, like, the missions over and over again. And,
right.
You know, I don't know. Like, if you just play through it and then they have a multiplayer, cool. Do some strikes or whatever. I don't know. Like, to each their own. If you like it, you like it. To me, it's not really my thing. Probably because as I've gotten older, I mean, I haven't even finished Mass Effect yet, the new one. You know what I mean? Like, I just find that I don't have time.
Yeah.
You know when people complain that a game's only like 8 or 10 hours? I'm jumping for joy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yes, you know, like I'm excited for that. You know, it makes me definitely very excited. So, yeah, so just so you guys know in the future, we'll run this as well. Whenever you see the pony come across the screen, you just call in on Skype, MC Space Mornings, and be the first one to call in and say you saw the pony, and you win. See how simple that is, folks?
It's easy. We're always doing giveaways. It's awesome, man. It's great to have. And remember, you guys in the chat, you guys are the show. So. Yeah. By all means, call in. I see True Racer is trying to get on. True Racer, it's MC Space Mornings. MC Space Mornings on Skype. Give us a call, buddy. Love to hear from you.
People have to realize this is like a radio show, so there's a lot of things going on. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to the call. Sometimes I'm trying to get other things ready. Yeah. And if I miss your call, just like a radio show, call back. I'll get you the next time.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
And we've got a good friend on deck on the voicemail. Our good friend Triple Cup Chuck.
Always good to hear his.
Yeah, he's funny.
What up with your crappy mooch and Jay Williams? This your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. And if you had the opportunity to do a podcast with anybody big or small, who would you choose? Me, I love to do a podcast with Showstopper, you know, the fanboy pony Heartstopper. Oh, and one other last thing too. Say, crap, you cannot choose Mooch, and Mooch, you cannot choose crap. Well, this your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm out.
Somebody drop a beat when he's doing that, man.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
Yeah, Triple Cup's great.
Damn, who would I do a podcast with? And he can't be Mooch.
Well, yeah, I would say probably. I mean, crap. I'm thinking on a grander scale. Shout out to Showstopper. That was awesome. I would say like, shoot, you know, I'd like to have one with it'd be Mooch and the ladies, right? I would bring in Justine. I'd bring in what's that girl's name? The redhead from GameStop that's no longer with GameStop.
Oh, Andrea Renee.
And Alana Pierce from IGN. There you go. I would have.
You throw in Naomi, and I'm there with you, bro.
If Naomi would come, that would be fine. That would be great to show up. But yeah, so in the long run, I think I would have them because I would like to see those three ladies in the gaming world. They're on a large scale. They're on a big time platform, right? They do everything from presenting at the Game Awards to they're at every red carpet event. That's every console release. They're going to be front and center at E3. I'd like to get their perspective. And I'd also like to ask them, why do they think that there is this push in the Sony camp? Because they're in it. And you can either hear them answer it honestly, or you'll see them kind of like try to have to make up for something that they can't say. But I think that they would speak their minds. So those would be the three that I would actually pick to a podcast with on a grand scale.
Yeah, I would join you there, even if you weren't there. Just like same things. I'd like, let me think, just sit between Andrea and.
I didn't mean it necessarily because they're good-looking girls.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're very intelligent.
Well, I like their take on gaming. I do.
Oh,
I
me
really
too.
Do.
Me too.
I think you're an ass. I think that in all honesty, I keep forgetting her name. I call her the redhead girl from GameStop, Adriana Renee. She's actually very good and she's very well spoken. She went head to head with Colin Moriarty on the whole mobile games dollars and cents thing, and she kind of honestly, Colin's very well spoken. I like a lot of Colin's content, but she kind of put Colin in his place.
Yeah. 100%.
So good for her, man. I thought that's when I was like, yeah, that was awesome. Oh, listen, Luca goes, yeah, sure, Mooch.
Yep. We've got a good one on deck. Let's roll it, J Dubs.
Okay, everybody strap themselves in for this one.
Take a toke.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live. This is your boy L Mega, Fail Mega. You know that's me. And I just want to tell you one thing. I'm a fraud. I don't play any games. I don't do shit. I got 50 games on a PS4. You know. My PS4 just collects dust. I don't really turn it on. I own 50 games and I haven't completed one. I just do it for the public. You know what I'm saying? They think I play games, but I really don't. I just don't care. Best Xbox is the best box, and that's facts. That's just facts. You can't change that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Xbox play to play your games with your friends. I don't have any. I only got about 3. I can count on my 3 fingers. You know what I'm saying? And I actually play games with my feet and my tongue because my hands can't touch that PS4 controller. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And that's the matter. Hey, make sure you guys check out GRG Podcast this Friday at 9. We'll be there, and you better be there too. And I'm out. Peace. That is a fact.
Just so everybody knows, those guys are like best friends, I believe.
They are.
It's just so funny to hear everyone. It's great. Shout out to K Mega. Shout out to All Day. These guys provide so much goddamn entertainment. So much entertainment. That's hysterical. I'm sure the audience is gonna love that.
Yeah, he's like, "It's El Mega. We doing it live.
Doing it live."
Yeah. Oh, that is great, man. Yeah. You know what's funny is we game with those people, and then he does that in the voice chat, in the party chat, and it's hilarious. He also does a good impersonation of Zaire.
Yeah, he does.
Which is equally.
We've been jamming out with All Day on the Gears 4 on my Mooch Beam streams, man, on Friday, and All Day he's off the chain. He starts at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. He goes to like 2 in the morning. The he's just got material after material on everybody. He's good. Yeah, you don't hold back on anybody, so it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
And they're good friends too. So just in case you didn't know that, they're like
All Day in the chat. What's up, buddy?
What's up, All Day? Doing it live.
Doing it live. 405. It's great. It is great. It is great. So was that our last voicemail?
No, we have another one.
We do.
We actually have 2 more.
Okay.
We have 2 more, and we do now. How many? We spinning a wheel today, right, Crap?
Yeah, we're spinning the wheel. Yeah.
All right.
What are we spinning for today, guys?
Somebody gave me a Master Chief collection code.
Halo MCC. Very nice.
So so hopefully, like, if you don't have it, if you do, then sell it or give it away or give it back, whatever. It's just and if you do want to donate something, hey, feel free to donate or support the Patreon. That'd be always a cool thing to do as well.
Just do like a chili pepper. Give it away now.
Give it away now. Give it away now. That's great. That's awesome. Why don't we do another voicemail because we are approaching the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. So we've got Tony, the former Pony.
Oh, always good to have that.
Hey, Mooch and Crap, it's Tony, the former Pony, here again. What's up, Jay? Last year I did a little song for you guys. Mooch and Crap Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. And there's some really cool videos being sent in by that guy. I'd love to know who that is. You know, they're really, really funny. But so I thought I'd do one for the Scorpio. And I know, look, it's not as fancy. I don't have any background music, but I'll give it a go. Here we go. A cappella style. All right, so this is for the Scorpio. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything that I hope for. Everything I believe. You are so beautiful to me.
Yo, Tony has really become. I can't even imagine an MNC Mornings without Tony, the former punk.
Yeah.
Well, keep
And
them
then
coming.
we get a
man.
call. That's like, you know, you get a call, right, when you work at fast food as a teenager, and
Yeah.
someone pulls up to the drive-through like when you're closing shop, and you got to fucking
Yeah.
turn the fryers back on, man.
Yeah, you're like, I just wanted to get a number 2, a number 7, a number 8.
Yeah, and now we are taking a call again.
Super
MNC
soft.
Mornings, what's up?
Hey, Mooch and Craps, Mike Ortiz here. Just one quick question, actually two. If you had only one game to pick from the releases that we know that Microsoft's going to announce this year at E3, what would it be? And also for the surprise game that I guess they're holding their close to the chest, if you had one choice for an announcement, would it be Star Wars KOTOR or the new Fable? But you can only pick one.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, I'll answer it first. I like how he said it too. It was like the number 6, number 7, number 8 at the end of the night at the drive-through. He's like, I got one question in 27 parts. I would say probably looking forward more to Fable, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And what was his first question there, Crap?
I think wasn't that his question? Like,
No, he had 2. He goes, I have one question. He goes, actually, 2.
I only heard the second one then.
Well, I think Fable would be my guess.
Fable all the way.
Yeah.
If they do that, I think that people would be extremely impressed and excited.
It does a lot though, Crap, because right, it revitalizes the whole, like, maybe, you know, we've lost our way and we're not making single player games anymore, and we're not doing this and we're not doing that. I think what it does is it gives Xbox a little bit more credibility, and it fattens up the portfolio a little bit in another category they don't have much.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. So
Yeah.
yeah, Fable would be amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Fable 4 or Fable Reboot. If they want to reboot it, I'm perfectly fine with that anyway. We got one more voicemail. What's
So
up?
the last voicemail is from Gold Lion X23.
Gold Lion X23.
Hey, Mooch and Crap and J Dubs. This is your boy, the Gold Line X23. Great show. Keep up the good work. But look, my question is, do you think Microsoft will take like Rise and Sunset Overdrive and Rise of the Tomb Raider, repackage it and says 4K ultra textures or 4K 4K pack or whatever, something to just to kind of say that it'll be native 4K for the Scorpio, and get those sales up back on Rise and maybe Sunset Overdrive to produce another sequel. Good show, guys. Keep up the good work. Loyal listener, Gold Line X23. Bye.
Huh.
Did he say, would they bring Sunset Overdrive and Rise up to 4K?
Yeah, like, what do you think they'll get an update?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Sunset Overdrive will. I think Microsoft's phone line from him to Ted Price, if that's the gentleman's name over at Insomniac, I think someone cut the cord a long time ago. It doesn't seem like they're talking or communicating at all, because remember when Ted came out and said something like, you know, we'd be open to do another Sunset, but Microsoft has to pick up the phone. So I don't know what you'd see on Sunset, which I wish you would, but
Yeah,
I
it's
could,
just
Rise,
do
I think,
Sunset.
is
Do
right.
Sunset 2.
I
Do
agree.
Rise 2. Do it all.
That's one of the things we should have put in the top 10 if we were
Yeah.
hired at Xbox. I would be on the phone with Insomniac Games immediately.
Yeah, do it all as far as I'm concerned. Do it live. And you know what though, Noof, his roommate called in Cletus, and he's like expecting that voicemail. Well, I have to tell you, we ran our Patreon podcast the other day, and that was one of the voicemails that we actually ran.
Yeah, we ran Cletus during our Patreon
Yeah.
podcast, but will be public in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we do publish those after a certain amount of timed exclusivity. We're like Microsoft people. It's only an exclusive for a little bit.
Just it's a timed exclusive.
But I got to tell you, this last Patreon one that we did was really good. Everything was working and popping. It was fun.
Yeah, well, this one actually, yeah, for all the Patreon members that haven't listened yet, that the link is up there for you guys.
Yeah,
J-Dubs was with us, so it was an actual M&C evenings.
Yes, and if you guys want to catch another one, I think we're doing one for sure this week. Might be tomorrow.
Could be tomorrow.
Yes, if you guys want in on like the exclusive stuff, head over to the Patreon and support us there. It helps us to improve our equipment and stuff like that.
For just $1 on Patreon, you're entered into that monthly giveaway, which is huge. And crap, we're doing the next monthly giveaway in 2 weeks.
Yes, in 2 weeks, we're giving away another game. We just gave away, it's like whatever you want. If you want a new game, fine. If you want a year of Xbox Live, fine. If you want PlayStation Plus for a year, that's fine. Whatever you want. Turns out that the last winner wanted the premium Battlefield 1. So we got him that and sent him the code, and now he's enjoying all the maps and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically whatever you want within that range. So, whatever you want. And it's for $1, like $1, you spend that on a pack of freaking gum.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
so why not
worth it to give
support
it a shot.
a kick-ass podcast that, it's going to help us. And
I play New York Lotto for $1. There's 15 billion people in the pool with me. I have no chance.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, Mega's in the chat. I think he must have missed the
I think he
earlier
caught
part.
it.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I do have to do, though? I have to give some verbal shout-is-outs real
Yes,
quick.
please, yes.
So, here we go. Josha Z, let's see, Dustin L, Lethal Papa, Long Shot, Mark D, Jack Jekyll, Justin B, Max S, G-Man 209, of course the lovely Delilah HD, Blunter Beetle, who he was the guy who won the big
That's
raffle.
right.
It's the first time he's won anything. He was super excited about it. John S, shout out to Ethan. Dirk Griggity, Diggity, shout out to
Diggity.
him. Jazzy, shout out to you. Killing Dan, Snoopy, ooh-wee, Silent Bob, the Doug crew, of course, Stick Figure and the Doug podcast, if you guys want to check them out. Also, Delilah HD, she's part of GRG podcast with K Mega 405. So, yeah, thank you guys to everyone who supports us on Patreon. Different cool rewards and stuff like that on there. If you guys want to check that out and be so kind as to support the show, it'd be absolutely
You know what I'd like to
amazing.
do, Jay? Before Jay goes into his final exit out, I want to give a shout out to the GRG podcast. Listen, guys, we have Crossfire on Fridays at 7, and then GRG's right after on K-Meg. Actually, GRG has its own channel now. So make sure to check them out. They go on 9 o'clock on Friday nights Eastern time right after us. So listen, it's Friday night's just a great night of podcasting. Lot of positive
Podcasting,
Xbox
game
gaming
streaming.
news. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all
make
that
sure that
stuff.
you check out Crossfire, GRG, and
The Mooch and Crap live streams,
Mooch and Crap
whatever,
live
yeah.
streams that are on Beam. Yeah, just Friday nights just become like a wild and out night. So yeah, just want to give a shout out to all the people that work very hard out there, and
Yes.
thank you.
I also want to make a shout out to Mel and Xbot 448 and Supersonic for doing community combat, which is also known as Coffee, Casuals, and Combat, all with K's. Don't read into that. So they do that on Saturday nights, and they play Mortal Kombat. I was invited, of course, to play. We played last week. It was great. I was going to play this week, but unfortunately I was busy drinking beers and smoking cigars on my deck because the weather's getting nice. But yeah, support those guys. Go watch Mel's podcasts, Coffee, Casuals, and Consoles on Wednesdays. I sometimes show up there, so you might actually see me or hear me. But yeah, support those guys. Those are all great podcasters. They do a great job for the community, and everyone should just go out there and subscribe to all of them.
Hell yeah, great people. Oh, and I think tonight maybe might be the next gen versus Def Jam Bam
Yeah, it's gonna be
finale. Yeah,
it should
It's gonna be
be
epic.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So really looking forward to that, you guys. Yeah,
I was so glad that Def Jam avenged me in Mortal Kombat because he ended up beating my nemesis, Slappin' Lames, who is a killer fighter with Jason Voorhees, but Def Jam took him to town with Sub-Zero, and it was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was a good time. So let's go ahead and roll the Wheel of Wonder.
Okay, the Wheel of Wonder is ready.
Yeah.
So here we go. So this is for Master Chief Collection?
Yes.
Okay.
Second floor.
Luca on the second floor wins.
Yes.
Nice, Luca.
Yes.
Congratulations. Luca's probably like, I already have it.
I already have it. Yes.
I got that.
Well, do like a chili pepper.
Yeah.
Give it away now.
I just got it.
I just got it. He goes,
yeah, I literally just got it. So that was a funny joke. Hey, you know what? People were asking for the GAF sponsor one, the Cheers one. Can we do that into the outro?
The Cheers one or the Gaff and Sony one?
Do the Cheers one. That's my favorite one.
Okay, so yeah, we can run that, and we'll go right into the outro.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to be on the Speak podcast in less than an hour on Blue's channel, so make sure you guys check that out. Check out the Twitter for the links and stuff like that. Thank you guys for watching. You guys kick ass, man. Keep it Xbox.
yeah, man. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you all so much.
Making your way on the interweb today takes everything you got. Taking your hate and all your worries about Microsoft's Xbox. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you gotta go where everybody hates the same, and they're always mad at change. You wanna be where you can see the ponies are all the same. You wanna be where everybody hates Bill Gates. You wanna be where ponies know the media is all the same. You wanna go where everyone loves Sony.